Greetings, everybody. Welcome and happy Monday. I always have to hesitate for half a second, stall, while I look over to my little calendar widget to check. Oh yeah, right. It is Monday. Okay, I can mostly keep track of what day of the week it is. In any case, it's Bond time. I don't know about you guys, but I am pretty excited. We've been bouncing around between a bunch of stuff, and I still, up until fairly last minute, was a little unsure of where to focus our attention on today's stream, but ultimately, I have Bond desires to, I was gonna say get out of my system. That's not really it, is it? Just they have to be satiated, these desires to chronologically explore the history of James Bond 007 video games, which is what we are doing on Games Bond. What is up, Jimmy Poopins, Itinerant Soldier, Dark Rift, and everybody else, lurkers in chat, odd viewers, etc., etc. Jimmy already on the ball with hydration reminders. You know what? That's not a bad way to start things off. Let me take that Karen of get that taken care of. But hey, that's our officially mandated tripping over my words in the first 2 minutes of stream. Can only be a good omen. I'm sure nothing could go wrong for the rest of tonight's stream. Let's hope anyway. I'm refreshed. What's up? I'm Franken. GBC time indeed. The one and only James Bond installment on the Game Boy Color. We had the one original Game Boy game, of course, James Bond 007, which is a pretty incredible game. It's rating very highly on our Bond tier list, as well as our Bond quotient scientific ranking list. For now, Bond quotient will be weighted. Additional science will be applied to those numbers, but as it stands, that's I'd say that's a contender for one of the top spots for sure. I had made some statements previously about ambitions and hopes and dreams with regards to Games Bond, and trying to see if I could maybe, squeeze in a few more games and finish the first half of our game list by the end of 2023. This will not happen, but we're not far off. We are embarking on mission number 23 out of 50. This after almost exactly 14 months of Games Bond. We started in mid-October 2022, and there's been a few kind of breaks here and there. I was away from streaming due to vacationing, due to being out sick, etc. over a few times over that time period. We've also had periods where we have been focused on other stuff, like around the release time of Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1, for instance. I was pretty focused on those games for a while, but it's been pretty steady progress, and I've had a good time so far. I'm pretty happy with progress, but I felt it important, even though we have other stuff kind of going on in the periphery. We still have King of Producer that we definitely need to get back to, and other games, recent pickups and whatnot. I'm looking over at a pile of games here that are sitting unplayed for the time being. I have already frankly failed with my initial thought about these current Bond games, which is that I wanted to get the World Is Not Enough games kind of covered in relatively rapid succession, and at this point I don't even know when we played the first one of these games, let alone watch the film. I feel like that must have been at least a month ago now. The film is certainly not that fresh in my memory, which was kind of the hope. But no matter. We have finished 2 games based on the film and watched the film. So let me skip this song. This is a little bit much. This'll do. I feel like we know the story in broad strokes. We we can tell what's going on. I mean, as far as that goes, you know, the game itself might be incredibly confusing. Who knows? What's up, Fran Hardy? Yeah, there's a kind of what do you call it? A distinct sort of ranking of these 3 games based on The World's Not Enough in terms of people's familiarity. I feel like a lot of people know the N64 game, if only sort of tangentially, by sort of association with, you know, finally getting another Bond game after GoldenEye and it being sort of compared to GoldenEye. And I guess that game was just a bit more scrutinized by certain people, more so than the PS1 Bond games. And it was interesting. I think obviously that game was very it models itself after GoldenEye very clearly, and I think it's a pretty, you know, a reasonably favorable comparison. I would say I'm well known is a stretch, but it is well documented that I do not hold GoldenEye in as high regard as many people probably do. I don't consider it this like sacred masterpiece, amazing god game, best thing of all time, sort of the way a lot of people seem to do. And it is my experience, or the kind of my hypothesis, I suppose, that the people who tend to sort of hold that perspective are either people who are playing it today and have been playing it for 25 years, or they played it 25 years ago and have a very nostalgic kind of view of it. And that's not to say either of those perspectives are invalid, but they are pretty far removed from the experience of coming to that game fresh in 2023. It wasn't the first time I played it, but it was the first time I finished it from beginning to end. And I have always had a high degree of, what can we call it, begrudging respect for GoldenEye. But I was rarely particularly impressed or, more importantly, entertained by it. I mean, it's fine. I never thought it was a bad game, but I never also felt like it was that compelling compared to, you know, the first-person shooters I was playing on PC at the time. I think, if anything, I was sort of more appreciative of some of the things it was doing coming to it now, like just having a bit more of a critical and analytical lens to view it through than I probably would have and did have whenever I've dabbled with it in the past. Like, I always acknowledged its innovations in the kind of objective-based mission structure and that kind of thing. But I also think that there are plenty of aspects of that game that I think were genuinely impressive and well made that I would probably not have given it credit for previously, big and small things. But at the end of the day, I still found it to be a pretty annoying game, very frustrating in a lot of ways, and it's very, very opaque in ways that make it difficult to kind of approach in ways that are just a little bit needless. There's just like a lot of friction that I think wouldn't necessarily need to be there. Some people have suggested that Perfect Dark actually genuinely does refine a lot of those kinds of issues. In that regard, I'm like hypothetically interested in seeing what that's like, but not to the point of making it any kind of priority. I'm like vaguely curious about it, but I'm only really curious about Perfect Dark in a sort of academic, in an academic sense. In any case, I think it was interesting to play that, and then The World's Not Enough on N64 eventually, because I think GoldenEye is sort of canonized as this masterpiece, whereas The World's Not Enough always had this reputation, sort of, or this image of being a knockoff and being the inferior game and being the game that sort of tried and failed to ape GoldenEye. But I think there's a lot of aspects to it that are also genuinely impressive and kind of cool. Ultimately, I enjoyed it, dare I say. But it's, if someone were to say that they don't find it, if they feel GoldenEye is the clearly superior game, I don't have a super strong or compelling argument, like a counter argument to that, I don't think. Well, I mean, if someone were to argue that they prefer GoldenEye, then that's pretty subjective. It would be difficult to have a counter argument to that. But assuming that they presented their argument for why GoldenEye was superior with any kind of evidence or support to that conclusion, I don't know what support I could bring forth, or what evidence I could bring forth to support the claim that The World's Not Enough is a superior game. But it's got interesting, cool things that GoldenEye doesn't have, and it's certainly iterated and polished sort of some of those ideas. Overall, I thought it was a pretty cool game that I think probably doesn't quite get, like, especially in the context of how it came out and its relationship to GoldenEye and everything, it doesn't quite get the accolades or the respect that it probably deserves. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's always that kind of, like, some things... I hate the idea of talking about things that haven't aged well, or that seemed cool at the time, but now we've kind of advanced as a species and we can recognize that such and such isn't as good. I think a better way of phrasing that sort of idea is probably that to appreciate certain things, you need a certain kind of context. And I think it's certainly easier to appreciate aspects of GoldenEye in a certain context. But I think a lot of it is also that, like, a lot of the things that are frustrating today, sure, some of it comes from inherent biases and assumptions that you make coming to a game based on having played games in the 25 years since. But I think a lot of it is also just, it is frustrating now, and it was frustrating back then too. You just don't really think of or remember those frustrations. That's speculative on my part, but I think that there is some... I think that theory holds some water, just sort of... my gut feeling. I don't know. Many of them are, you had to have been there. Well, I think it's like... The thing about that is... I suppose I somewhat reject the idea that, like, this thing is the best thing ever if you experience it when it's new, and later on it's no longer the best thing ever, but it's still... Like, I feel like at some point you kind of have to make the separation between what are your subjective, personal memories that you hold very dear, and what is, like, the critical assessment of this product slash work. Like, just for the sake of having a kind of intelligent, nuanced discussion about it, I think once you start conflating those things, it gets very messy very quickly. Obviously, anything related to judging or assessing a work, a game in this instance, will not be objective. Like, once you start talking about the quality of something, or how good something is, or how fun it is, or whatever it is, like, you're obviously talking about subjective aspects. But beyond that, like, I think it's obviously, I'm not trying to argue people who had an amazing time and had, like, memories for life playing this game. It means a lot to them. There's not really much I can say in favor of, no, that's wrong. That's not how you feel about it. which isn't what I'm attempting to do, of course. But I think what happens a lot of the time is it is very easy to conflate those things. Where something means a lot to you because you have memories of it, and the thought of the thing evokes those memories of your experiences, and those are the things that are really meaningful. And that doesn't mean, of course, that the work itself cannot have any quality. Like, GoldenEye isn't without merit outside of the context of, like, I don't know, playing multiplayer in your college dorm room or whatever. But I think without separating, like, without clearly sort of identifying what it is you're talking about, like, it just becomes a little bit messy. And when people are kind of taking from their old memories of something, it is difficult to separate those things. To be clear, like, I have no issue with people talking about GoldenEye being their favorite game of all time, or they think they're the best, like, whatever. Regardless of how clear they are about, or can be about, it being their nostalgic memories versus their assessment of the game as a work. I think, to me, it's just, like, it's a little bit of a pet peeve when people bring those kinds of emotions to a comparison or an assessment of something else. You know, we're talking about, like, I'm very excited to learn more about IO Interactive's new Bond game, right? But how many think pieces or tweets or Reddit threads or TikToks or whatever are we going to see as soon as we start seeing details about those games, like, or about that game, with people comparing it to GoldenEye? Like, oh yeah, this looks cool, but will it hold up to GoldenEye? Like, you know, that kind of thing. And that, I don't know, that just rubs me the wrong way. Like, it's because it's so it's not necessarily that it's judgmental or like factually wrong or something like that. I think it's more about a sort of lack of curiosity, or sort of coming to it with this preconceived notion of this thing. I have this idea that this game, these things I have memories of, it's like this, and I'm not going to interrogate that further. I'm not going to elaborate. I'm not going to test my hypothesis. I start at the conclusion that GoldenEye is the best, and then I derive any arguments from there and formulate them how I need to for them to fit that conclusion. I guess that's that can rub me the wrong way sometimes. Anyway, we're not here to discuss GoldenEye, really. The only reason I brought it up was because it is almost impossible to discuss The World Is Not Enough on the N64 without dedicating some space to not necessarily a comparison, but to its relationship with GoldenEye on the N64. And probably because that game was so influential and so, you know, important to a lot of people and so popular, is like what invited those comparisons. And I think almost those kind of comparisons made the N64 version of The World's Not Enough the more relevant one for sort of discussion. I don't know, because the PS1 game, I feel, seems a lot less remembered. I don't feel like I've ever seen or heard anything about it, really. I mean, I hadn't really seen or heard that much about the N64 game either, but I was at least somewhat aware of the whole, like, oh yeah, there was another one after GoldenEye that was a bit like GoldenEye and people didn't like it as much. Like, I knew that. So the PS1 game sort of, you know, faded away a bit. And then about a year later, in the fall of 2001, we got the The World Is Not Enough video game. A full 2 years after the theatrical release of the film, or almost anyway. For the Game Boy Color, which is, of course, the actual topic of today's stream. Why don't we get into it and try to get some details on that game? Let's see here. Boom! Mission number 23. 007, The World Is Not Enough. For the Game Boy Color in, I believe, September of 2001 is when this came out, developed by 2N Productions, published by Electronic Arts. Enter the sophisticated world of high-tech espionage as Her Majesty's greatest spy, James Bond. Experience all the intense action, spycraft, and state-of-the-art gadgetry synonymous with Bond. Work with helpful allies such as Dr. Christmas Jones and M to stop the treacherous villain, Renard. Your mission? Save the world. Are you up to it? Of course you are. You're Bond. James Bond. Well, we got some very excited marketing for this game, at least. I'm excited to see what this is going to be like. I feel like I've seen like 2 screenshots of it and not nearly enough of an idea of how this will actually play or really what the game is like in any sense. So I'm pretty excited. For the PS1 and N64 games, we were able to look at some TV commercials, some, I think, print ads, and some other details. We don't really have much of anything like that, and I just now realized... Let me Google this real quick. Can I find a manual? Aha! Looks like I can. Excellent. Alright, okay. Bear with me for a moment, and we shall try to get a look here at the manual. Let me save this. Best way to do this. That. What's up, Just Johnny? Welcome, welcome. We're just about to find the manual to this game and look through it real quick. Nope, that's the wrong thing. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. OBS, are you with us? All right. Let's try to do this. Work. There we go. Extreme high quality scan here. But it'll do the trick. It'll work. Really enjoying your James Bond playthroughs. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So have I. All right, here is the instruction booklet to The World Is Not Enough. All right, I think we can skim past this. Starting the game, complete game controls. Your assignment, getting started, playing as Bond, Bond's arsenal. Mission briefings, continuing a mission, credits. All right. I was gonna say that the mission briefings is like, well, yeah, we should maybe not take a look at that as not to spoil too much, but we've played multiple versions of this and seen the film, so I'm actually quite curious, like, if we can actually get a little preview of what they put in the game. I won't really mind it. And I suppose it might also help just get an idea of how long the game is or how many levels, etc. Starting the game. Okay, I think we can probably improvise and work out this part of the experience without the manual walking us through it. All right, got the... Okay, so this is what they mean by complete game controls. Not actually telling you what any of the buttons do, just showing us the controls on a Game Boy Color. All right, well, maybe the next page has actual information. Aha, yes, there we go. Menu options. Okay, so the D-pad, A to confirm, B to go back. Controls. Move bond with the control pad. Action button is A. Shoot weapon / use gadget is B. So I guess A button is like context sensitive interact type stuff. Progress screen is select. Start is for pause or change item screen. Okay. Your assignment. Welcome back, 007, trademark. An MI6 agent has been murdered and a classified report from the Russian Atomic Energy Department has been stolen from his body. An old friend, Sir Robert King, accidentally purchased this stolen document, believing it to contain information about terrorists who attacked his pipeline in Kazakhstan. In the meantime, a Swiss banker named Lachaise, a middleman in this affair, has offered to return Sir Robert's money. I want you to go to him, discover who killed our agent, and collect the money. For more info about the World's Not Enough video game, check out 007.ea.com. For more information about The World Is Not Enough and other James Bond films, visit jamesbond.com. Alright. Getting started. Your adventure starts on the main menu screen. Undertake a new game, continue an adventure in progress, or access the options screen. Okay, so there's a password screen. That's good, because if the game turns out to be impossible, we have the potential of being able to use passwords to skip ahead. Also, there's a Windows mouse cursor. Yeah, I'm pointing my cursor, which you cannot see. But there's a mouse cursor on this screenshot in the manual. That's pretty funny. Pretty interesting. Alright, highlight new game and press A to start a new game. Mission briefing screen. The mission briefing screen contains all the pertinent information you will need to complete the upcoming mission. The more knowledge you arm yourself with, the better equipped you will be to handle any unforeseen problems in the field. Toggle between M and R's comments, press select. Alright, we already know that we have M briefings and Q briefings. That's pretty sick. To advance through briefing text, press left and right. A to start. Okay. So options. Sound, music, credits. Okay, that's about it. Playing as Bond. For some reason I was like surprised to see color in this screenshot. I forgot that this Game Boy Color game would be in color. Anyway, that's exciting. Okay, so we got some kind of a Zelda-esque type of a perspective. I wonder if there's anything about this game that will feel like it's sort of modeled after the previous Game Boy game. Obviously, it's like different developer. I wouldn't expect them to be similar per se, but I'm curious to see if we can find any similarities, intentional or otherwise. The life of a secret agent is filled with intrigue and danger. Master the following techniques to overcome any obstacles you may face in your upcoming missions. We have a weapon featured prominently in the center of the screen. We got health meter on the left, ammo counter above the weapon, and mission objective meter on the right. Okay, we got to fill our mission bar to complete a mission, I guess. I wonder... Yeah, I guess we get explanations here. I was about to say, I wonder how the mission objective meter works. Action button. In many situations during your mission, you may need to interact with the environment. To press buttons, move levers, and more, press the A button to perform the required action. Health meter displays your physical condition. When the meter is completely filled, you possess 100% health. When you take damage, the meter decreases. When the meter completely depletes, the mission ends. mission objective meter. The mission objective meter tracks the progress of your mission parameters. Each time you complete an objective outlined in the mission briefing, an objective icon highlights. You must complete all mission objectives to complete a mission. Each icon represents one mission objective. Okay, so right off the bat, that makes it pretty different from the original Game Boy game. But it also makes it... I wonder if... I guess we'll find out. I was going to say, can we pause and look at the actual objectives? Is that going to be like a kind of GoldenEye style, I guess? It's sort of the implication. Progress screen. During your mission, check the progress screen to study your current statistics or review mission objectives. Well, okay, there we go. Oh, right, so there's like multiple pages there, it looks like. Yeah, remaining health, enemies defeated, objectives completed, time elapsed. View the mission objectives or abort your adventure. Not like abort the mission, just abort your adventure. Okay. Return to gameplay, press B. Debriefing screen. Ah, sorry, my scroll wheel's a bit funky. At the conclusion of a successful mission, the debriefing screen appears with a summary of your overall mission statistics. To advance to the password screen, press the A button twice. Password screen displays a password that allows you to bypass the previously completed mission. Keep a record of the passwords for each completed mission so that you can resume your adventure at a later time. It is kind of interesting, I feel like, for a 2001 game, for a Game Boy Color game, to not, you know, splurge on the luxury of battery backup. I don't know, I don't have enough experience with Game Boy Color to say whether that's unusual or not. Obviously, there are plenty of games on the original Game Boy that have battery backup. But I reckon there's probably more than a few that don't, either because they're short enough to justify not having any kind of save or continue feature, or because they have some kind of password. But I guess that's the better question than really, like, how common would it be on Game Boy to have save features versus versus passwords? But the reason I kind of bring it up is because I feel like just instinctively that a battery backup would be like an expensive, fancy feature that would increase the cost of your cartridge production. Like, yeah, it would be... Having it, I'm sure, is more of an expense than not having it. But how much of an expense and how different would it make things? And I feel like the further we get in time, the less of a big deal something like that would be. I mean, that could be completely wrong. I don't know. But I feel like by the time you get to sort of late Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, like, I guess that's the comparison I'm really making. I feel like a Game Boy Advance game, instinctively, again, just based on my experiences, the games I've played, if it's the type of game where you're kind of making progress and coming back to it, I'd probably expect it to have a save feature. Even more so on like the DS. Obviously, you know, the technology is a little bit different, but even so, like, I wonder if I'm completely off base, or if there was more of a transition to where that was more of a standardized thing, or you know, less of a luxury at least, and if so, when that happened. Or is this like just an indication that this is a budget production? I don't know. Remember playing one of the Spider-Man GBC games that had passwords? Yeah, and again, it's not like my perception of it is based on anything sort of empirical or factual. It's just my gut instinct and my vague kind of idea based on the games I happen to have played. There might be hundreds of games on Game Boy and Game Boy Color that use passwords, but it might not be unusual at all. I guess it depends a little bit on also what it is you kind of need to save. Like, if you think about it, we'll see, of course, how this game works, but a battery and a save feature makes a lot more sense for a game where the actual state that you need to record is complex to the point where a password is like inconvenient. But let's say for the sake of argument, that like the only thing it does is to save like what mission you are on. Like if you look at something like GoldenEye or whatever, like just games we played recently, it keeps track of a bunch of your like stats and unlocks and a bunch of stuff like that. Which difficulty you have done things on, etc. But if you literally only have to be like, okay, when I start playing, which level do I start on? Or something like that, you could have like probably, I don't know, 4-digit password or something. And at that point, you know, the money and effort for having a save system might even, like, that might be overkill. So there could be a factor like that also, where it's like just not a big deal. Like even completely removed from the like production cost and complexity issue, where as a player, if it doesn't make a difference to you, then it would be pretty difficult to justify spending a bunch of extra money on the production, I guess. I don't know, I have no idea about these things, but it's kind of fun to just think and speculate about. What's up, Roboto-san? Yeah, it makes sense. Like it's not necessarily a question of the components costing too much. Like I said, I can't imagine it not being an additional cost. No matter how small, it's still an additional cost. But it makes sense that the actual assembly becomes more complex also. Anyway, we have passwords in this game, which actually it is to our benefit currently, because it's easier for us to Google a password than it is to get like a save file from the internet or whatever, if we wanted to try to bypass stuff that we cannot finish ourselves. Which I don't know, but it could be a thing. Hasn't really been too much of a thing in anything we've played so far, but very much could be. Bond's weaponry. In the course of your mission, you'll encounter a number of powerful foes and experience many high-risk situations. To complete your assignments, you'll need to strategically use your weapons and gadgets. To equip an item from Bond's arsenal, press start to pause, D-pad, unpause to equip. Bond now holds the item. Okay. Oh, okay. Weapons. For these assignments, you will be required to use a wide range of high-tech weaponry. Some situations require the use of force, while others demand silent anti-personnel tactics for stealth purposes. Oh boy. Still, I'd much rather do Game Boy sneaking around than anything like that N64 mansion level. That was horrid. As you collect additional weapons along the way, choose the best one for a given situation. The following weapons are the ones you will find throughout your assignment. So that seems to imply that this is the exact list and not just like the MI6 sanctioned official weapons list. Wolfram P2K. The P2K is your standard issue firearm. It's lightweight, efficient, and sometimes comes equipped with a silencer. Just like sometimes. The GL40 is a 4-shot grenade launcher. The grenades will explode upon contact. So by the way, I'm noticing right away that the fake names for the guns are consistent, at least with the N64 game, but I'm trying to remember. I think they actually used the same fake weapon names in the PlayStation game also. I could very well be misremembering, but I think they might be. So, I mean, that could easily be something that wasn't, like, quite left up to the game designers, but, like, EA had some kind of idea of certain things they wanted to keep consistent or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe the people who made this game just kind of looked at what was established in the other games that came out like a year before this, and they stuck to that. That's also possible. KA-57. This heavy assault rifle is the standard issue weapon for the Russian military. It has excellent stopping power, but limited accuracy. So, man, I'm trying, like, some of these descriptions even seem somewhat familiar. I could be wrong, but I wonder if they were just, like, taken verbatim from the other game. Because obviously, even though this game was developed by a different studio, it's still published by EA. They would have the access to all the assets, probably, and stuff like that. But even something as simple as just, like, a little bio for a gun could have been, whether, like, for any number of reasons, could have been reused from a previous game. But I don't know. synopsis of the start of the manual felt very familiar. Well, it is the start of the movie, right? But you could be right that it's even that's like, again, either lifted verbatim or kind of based on the intro text for one of the other versions. It's entirely possible. The Mayer TMP is a small machine pistol with a high rate of fire. Though its damage is low, it is very reliable from a distance. Deutsche M45, this updated version of the Deutsche M9. This heavy caliber submachine gun sacrifices a bit in the rate of fire with a trade-off of more stopping power. The TMP was like pretty dog shit in the N64 game. Well, I didn't like it much, I guess I should say. So I wonder how if the way the weapons feel, like how that compares here. Taser, okay, that's different. The taser is a low-powered electric cable weapon. When it hits a person, the taser's current interferes with the body's own natural electrical field. Target is immobilized by no permanent damage. Tip: if you have no weapon selected, you can punch your enemy by pressing the A button. A good tip. Taser is a name brand, though, isn't it? Very interesting that that's just in there like that. So I guess it's just like, it's the equivalent of the stun watch thing, but it's just a weapon here. Anyway, we do have gadgets though. As part of MI6's Q division, you have access to some of the most technologically advanced field equipment available. Is Bond part of the Q division? Is Q division different from the Q branch? Is the Q division the subsection of 00 agents who have access to the Q branch's gadgetry? Who can say? Probably classified information. Easy access card. This card can be used to open the security vault in Mission 2 without the access code information. That's very specific. All right. Laser watch. Your Q-Lab issued wristwatch possesses a powerful short-range cutting laser. It can be used to burn the locks off of doors. Okay, cool. I feel like that's more than it was really used for in the N64 game. Night vision glasses. These glasses allow the wearer to see clearly in the darkest environments. Another kind of recurring. It's funny because he's got like the X-ray glasses in the movie, but in the games, I mean, actually, I guess he have. I guess it's like a combination night vision X-ray thing in the N64 game, because you have the weird X-ray thing on the mansion stealth level, but you also have like night vision glasses. I mean, I guess X-ray makes a lot less sense in a game like this, but I think there's a thing where if a name becomes synonymous with the type of product, that name becomes the type of product on market. Yeah, I think there's probably a term for it in terms of a sort of cultural linguistic phenomenon, but I reckon there's probably also legal terminology for it, which I'm sure is its own can of worms. And I suppose, yeah, you're probably right in that, like, the way it works is probably infringement would become less actionable if it is provable, or at least you can suggest the idea that in actual vernacular, like, the term is so universal that it is not, that people, you know, if it can be proven that people associate the name with a type of product and not the specific brand, then I guess that could probably, like, that's the idea at least, right? And that's the idea of why a company like Nintendo is very, or was, I guess it's not as much of a thing now, but 30 years ago they were very insistent on you referring correctly to your Nintendo hardware and software, and I guess more importantly, correct correctly refer to your non-Nintendo video game hardware and software. Anyway, moving on. P2K Flashbang, a stun grenade disguised as a semi-automatic pistol. This is used to disorient and subdue targets rather than do permanent damage. This was a thing, right? Wasn't it? I remember reading this, and I don't remember where we used it in the game, if at all. Probably in some scenario where we're like kidnapped or something, that, like it was sort of scripted. But yeah, the idea of a a flashbang grenade sort of in the shape of our gun would not be included as a coincidence. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing in the film. Remote mines used exclusively in Mission 8. Remote mines can be dropped in a specific location and detonate from distance. Sticky grenades. These explosive devices can be used to destroy objects that impede your progress. So that's interesting. Like, the fact that we have some of these recurring details make me curious if this game might be attempted to be kind of modeled specifically after the N64 game. Just in terms of, you know, what are the missions, what are the objectives, what are the gadgets, etc. We'll find out. Miscellaneous items. In addition to the vast array of weapons and gadgets at your disposal, additional items can also be found in the various levels to help you complete your mission. Ammo power-ups. Ammo power-ups are used to replenish the ammunition in the weapon you are carrying. Once your ammunition clip is full, you're unable to collect additional ammo power-ups. So this is pretty fascinating. The implication here, I feel, is that much like, you know, the N64 game and games like it, you have specific ammo types for each weapon. I didn't even really think too much about it. I'm still like in this kind of Zelda-esque mindset, or the previous Game Boy Bond mindset, where, yeah, there are multiple weapons, but you don't necessarily have like an array of different submachine guns and assault rifles and whatever. But I mean, we do, right? We've seen that in the manual, and now we have like specific ammos for each of them. It's funny how, like, in an FPS or something that's completely normal, but in whatever game this is, or whatever I'm imagining this game to be, it seems like unexpectedly complex. We'll see. Car keys. These are used to start the car and fire its missiles in Mission 6. That's a nice typo there. So that's the City of Walkways, or whatever it was called. The Caviar Factory helicopter boss battle mission, I reckon. Health power-ups. Spread throughout each mission are a number of health power-ups. Each time you collect one, a portion of your health meter is restored. So we can heal. That's nice. Level access cards. These handy items are used to open locked doors and allow you to enter restricted areas of a level. Okay. The World Is Not Enough contains 8 challenging missions. To complete a mission, you must successfully fulfill all of the mission objectives. Cool. Mission 1, Courier. So even the names of the missions, or some of them anyway, appear quite similar to what we've seen previously. So the briefing here of Mission 1 is pretty much the same text as before. You must enter the bank, retrieve King's money, and escape. If possible, try to ascertain the identity of the murderer. So we got the bank, then we got Assault on MI6, which was not in the PS1 game, but it was in the N64 game. When a terrorist group launches an attack on MI6 headquarters, you must clear the building of enemies and track down their leader. M's Chase. The female assassin, capitalized for some reason, who murdered LaChase is behind the attack on MI6. You must pursue her through the streets of London and try to capture her alive in order to find out who she is working for. That's like the opening scene of the film, covering about a third of the game. Night Watch, Baku, Azerbaijan. In fact, Davidov might be Renard's inside man. Gather enough evidence to incriminate him. Use caution, though. You must avoid detection and be careful not to harm any of Electra's employees. They are innocent, after all. So that's the... That's the mansion stealth level. Masquerade in Kazakhstan. Yeah, so that's the the mine, which isn't a mine, but it's... Yeah, that's where we're posing as Dr. Arkov. Where we meet Christmas Jones. And find a bunch of Renard's mercenaries. In 6 is when we visit Valentin Zukovsky. So he now runs both a legitimate casino and caviar fishery. If anyone knows what is going on in the black market, it will be Zukovsky. So hopefully we get a little bit of gambling. That'd be nice. The casino level in the PS1 game was pretty cool. That could be like part of it. Mission 7, Fallen Angel. M is currently a hostage in a tower. Alright. And then Mission 8, the submarine. It seems, you know, there's bits and pieces of the film that are kind of skipped over here. There's the whole bomb disposal in the pipeline chase action scene that was not exactly in the PS1 game, but sort of kind of. It was like an equivalent sequence. It was in that game, but it was pretty much entirely omitted in the N64 game, and same thing here. But yeah, the names of the missions are the same. Like, each of these missions have an exact equivalent in the N64 game with the same name. That's interesting. Continuing a mission using a password. And then our credits here. Alright, okay. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. This should prove interesting. Hopefully it is also fun and good and not just interesting. Well, thank you, Manual. Let us commence our mission. Miss Manuals, yeah. For sure. Jams. Boot up the game and get ready. World's not enough. Interactive game copyright 2001 Electronic Arts, blah blah blah. James Bond gun and iris logos. We're gonna get a proper gun barrel sequence. It'll be interesting to see how many. I mean, I love that thing now, the Bond quotient calculation. Even these like less ambitious, or you know, games on sort of simpler platforms, the lengths they go to capture the feel. And we got the MGM logo and everything. See? Off to a pretty good start. Oh, dude, look at that animation. I don't really know what's going on with the music. I don't think it's anything on my end that's causing the audio to only be on the left channel, right? Alright. Yeah, I got some slight bootleg vibes here, but okay, let's see. No, okay, so... No, I mean, I doubt there's... It would not make any sense for the Game Boy Color to be mono... to, like, only output mono audio when the original Game Boy output stereo. The original Game Boy in 1989 proudly brags on the system itself. Dot matrix with stereo sound. Probably only has a mono speaker, but the audio you are hearing is not coming through a Game Boy or Game Boy Color speaker. But yeah, there's this sound. According to the waveform, whatever audio thing I see in OBS, this sound effect is stereo. Just the music is only in the left channel, I guess. I mean, turn off music. I don't think the stereo is going to be... I don't think there's going to be a lot of, like, locational audio, so I don't know if there's a way to force mono. My audio setup is, like, scuffed to hell, so for me, it's, like, barely perceptible, but for you guys, it might be, like, infuriating to only hear audio on the left. But I'm not going to bother digging for that before we start the game and see if it's... A, to see if it's going to be a thing, and B, if you guys, like... let me know that it's terrible, because again, for me it's fine. So I'm not gonna spend a bunch of effort trying to fix an issue that I don't know is an actual issue. I mean, I think the bigger issue for me at the current juncture, at least, is the actual music itself sounds pretty terrible. Like, it's not, well, terrible. It's certainly not recognizable as anything to do with the film. Or, like, super cool or interesting in its own right. Anyway, let's start the timer. Like, the digitized photos and, like, the logo, that looks sort of cool. Or, like, fancy. A lot of it otherwise looks very... I don't know, rough around the edges, pretty cheap looking. Like the fonts, the use of color, like I don't know. I don't know. 007, I want you to go to Spain to collect Sir Robert King's money. And nope. Okay, that's not the button to advance to the next. Do I have like a soft reset on one of these buttons? Yep. Okay, let's try again. We failed mission 0. We didn't read the briefing correctly. Oh, this is unskippable too. That's excellent. Great. Fucking Game Boy game. Imagine having to sit through this shit every time you boot up a fucking Game Boy game. Jesus Christ. That's pretty indefensible in my opinion. Denise Richards have probably seen better days, I feel like. I guess I need to... do I still have the manual? I need to check the manual how to read the briefing. Okay, yeah, you press left and right to advance the text. And you press select to toggle between John Cleese and M. And if you press the A button once, you just skip everything. Sub Twitch login. The music's great. I'm glad someone's enjoying it. Alright, let's try again. 007, I want you to go to Spain to collect Sir Robert King's money and to discover the identity of the man who killed our agent. Oh, okay, so these are the objectives. Gain entry to Lachase's office, collect money from Lachase, escape bank. Now listen carefully, Bond. This may look like your standard issue P2K pistol. In fact, it's a small but highly powerful stun grenade. Make sure you've got your eyes shut. Oh, okay, yeah. That's right. So in the game, you do use this like in a cutscene, basically, in the N64 game. You don't really use it as a gadget. It's like when you get into his office, this kind of cutscene plays out where you, like, the stun grenade goes off and there's this, like, commotion. That's right. Anyone caught in the blast is going to be blind and deaf for a few seconds. Should give you the edge in any nastiness. Yeah, we'll see if the mono issue persists, which kind of looks like it probably will. Okay, granted, you would be seeing this on a Game Boy screen, but I still feel like I gotta, like, lean back and squint. Like, it kind of looks like we're looking at, I don't know, half of a Gundam submerged in an ocean. Maybe? I don't know. I mean, I guess we're looking at Bilbao, but... Alright, that's pretty cool. Oh, we got diagonal Bond sprites. The Guggenheim Museum? I'll take your word for it. I mean, I figured it... I assumed it was not an actual Gundam, but some fancy architecture. But it was not really easy to see, make out anything. This animation of slightly rocking Bond. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, okay, so this is pause. And select this is status screen or whatever. Progression screen. Let me see if I can... I don't know if... Okay, hang on. Can do this in case I need to, like, quit out of this. Okay, so I can do this, but I don't think it's gonna... Yeah, because I have, like, a front end that I can change a setting, but it's not gonna affect anything while it's running, so I may need to restart the emulator, unless I can do this. There might be some kind of setting for it. Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's restart. I made a save state so we didn't have to sit through the opening thing. So let me enable force monophonic sound output and try again. And we can load this. Oops. Hopefully that's a bit more pleasant to your ears, or at least to your right ear. Mendel91, greetings. Much better? Okay, cool. You guys are way too shy about saying it sounds like dog shit. I'm like, I don't know, I can barely tell any difference. Seems fine to me. And it's like no one says anything. It's like, but okay, I'll change it. And everyone's like, oh, thank God you fixed it. Holy shit, this I can watch it now. You let me know if things sounds terrible. I'm gonna be a lot more inclined to actually do something. But thankfully it worked out in the end. What's up, Neurovisor? I mean, I guess you might also not have realized how bad it was until I fixed it and you have a frame of reference. I guess that's entirely possible. Either way, never forget that if you let a streamer know that something sounds or looks awful, you are genuinely doing them a favor. At least as long as you're not being a dick about it. Objectives. Got another little solemn Pierce Brosnan there. And these screen fades. There's like 50 things to be a little annoyed with already. Oh, there's our little punch. Wait, so I don't have any weapons. I don't appear to have like an inventory of gadgets. I like Bond's confident stride when he's walking upwards. Not so much in any other direction, but this animation is pretty good. The wide swing of his arms. Powerful gait. Man, I think the soundtrack's gonna be a bit iffy, isn't it? Elevator 1. So is this the lobby? I don't know about this bank, guys. Alright, let's just wander around and explore, I guess. Oh, wait, hang on. Is this a key card? Yeah, I can check. Okay. There does not appear to be like an inventory that I can look at beyond cycling through weapons, and I don't have any. But it's a good thing we look at the manual because I think I can identify that as a key card. I feel like at this point I'm already questioning the kind of logic. Animation, holy shit. Of the mission structure, like in terms of what's in the, you know, what's the, actually let me double check. I'm not sure if I can see the entirety of that room without going inside it. Boxes. Like if you think of this mission in the other versions, like yeah, you go up to the counter, there's someone there and they're like, oh yes, we've been expecting you. Go here to your safety deposit box or whatever. But here you're just wandering around and like finding key cards in offices. Okay, I reckon we've done everything we can on this floor for now. Unless there's like some way I can use my key card that I collected, but I'll take the elevator, I guess. I wonder if I used the key card to access the elevator or something. Alright, 4th floor it is. Elevator 4. Oh, cutscene. Okay. Sure. Locked. Okay. This game seems a little rough around the edges. Also, my timer died fucking instantly. Definitely, perfectly smooth stream today. No issues whatsoever. Sad. Wait, is that 3? That's not what I meant to add. I mean to add 3 seconds. Actually, at this point, fuck it, let's add 4 minutes. We've been fucking around for a while. Probably more than 4 minutes, but whatever, fuck it, that's the time. It's not that precise of a science anyway. Ah, Mr. Bond, I see you've come for the money. I want to know who killed him. Terrible tragedy. I just want a name. I'm offering you the opportunity to walk out with the money, Mr. Bond. And I'm giving you the opportunity to walk out with your life. Whoa, okay, now we have a gun. Oh, that was the flashbang gun, okay. Oh, no, ammo, whoa, okay. Oh, objective complete. And now we have a gun. Oh my god, this animation is like sick, but also takes 2 years. Let me punch him. The punches are missing. I'm not really sure about this game, guys. What is this door? Alright, okay, well. Shit, we're at 58% health. So we got the office, we got the money, and now we just gotta escape bank. So, clearly there's another path to take there, but I just... Wait, hang on. Gotta find out what's over here. Is this guy gonna, like, attempt to kill me? Yep. I wasn't sure if he was hostile. Like, why is there more to explore here if there's no point to it? It's music, man. Okay, we got an ammo power-up. Gun is like unbelievably slow. There's like a full second between pressing the button and the bullet starting to travel. And then it travels like really slowly. And it takes like 4 hits to kill anyone. What on earth is this? Why is this game like this? Oh, whoa, that was a doorway. Okay, I kind of feels like slappers only is going to be the way to play this game. Stairs, okay. Oh, health. I mean, luckily the enemies are extremely slow with their guns also. What am I looking at? Okay. Can I... So I'm guessing I could not have taken the elevator down. I didn't try like super hard, but... Luckily it looks like you can like stun lock them with your punches. But yeah, if you try to use your gun, this would be like impossible. Getting caught on scenery. Luckily I could just walk through his extended arm. He like lifted his hand to point his gun towards me, and I walked like within his like reach. So he held out his gun through me and shot, and the bullet just went. Well, the bullet didn't even really go through me because it started its trajectory already behind me. Like very carefully position yourself. Well, luckily we're getting a bunch more gun ammo. But can I just... Yeah. Press this, but it doesn't really do anything, I guess. I wonder if I had to find that key card on the first floor, take the elevator or what. And here I thought the mission objective and the level, like, things were going to be straightforward and simple. This game finds ways to be confusing. Why did I go there? That was totally the point. Anyway, we get to enjoy more of James Bond's confident stride. Do I need to care about these cameras? Doesn't really seem like it. I have to like punch them from below because it's so much harder to like align yourself from other angles. But luckily, you can just kind of wander in circles around enemies and it's like mostly fine. The diagonals are pretty hopeless. I think I saw health here or something. Thank God health is a thing. I bet if you could kill enemies with like one bullet, at least using the gun would kind of make sense. With the stealth mechanics. At the very least, there's going to be like stealth levels. I'm not going to be as worried about them. Oh, we're at full ammo. But there's probably going to be levels where enemies are a little more dangerous. I just like... Okay, yeah, in case you missed the first gun, here's another one. Reminding you of a Commodore 64 game. A little weird, that's for sure. What is this level design? Is there anything down? Oh yeah, there is health. Okay. Like I saw the stairs sign. I figured there's got to be some reason. Go down there. How's audio levels, by the way? I just realized it kind of looks like game audio is pretty low, but you might not need to have it much louder. Let me know if you want me to turn it up a bit. Make difference. Audio's fine. Okay, cool. I guess I don't necessarily want it any louder either. Locked. Wait, yeah, we're back on the first floor. Selected a key card that I don't know if I've actually used anywhere. Oh wait, stairs. Wait, did I come from here? I think I did, right? Yeah. Was that key card we picked up at the beginning there just like a lie? What was the point of going through this whole level? Another key card here somewhere? I mean, I could have checked all these lockers. Don't tell me I could have just taken the elevator down to begin with. Oh, I might have to just backtrack through the entire level. Don't really do anything. And 58, alright. Guess we're going back up. I hope we're gonna see some cool stuff, because so far this game is like pretty miserable. Like, the graphics are fine. The concept of the sort of structure and what we're doing is like, it's like a game that's totally adequate and serviceable on paper. So many parts of it are just a little baffling in their execution. And make for a not very engaging experience. If I can hit this button. I want to say that on the 4th floor I could at least get the elevator doors to open. But I like chose not to go inside, or did I go inside the elevator but choose not to go down or press the button? I forget what I did. But I was heading towards the elevator before I went to the stairs. Standard Game Boy Color experience. I guess I couldn't say that's accurate or not. I have very little experience with Game Boy Color. But I feel like the few games I have played aren't quite like this. I think this game actually looks pretty nice for GBC though. Like, obviously there's some GBC games that look kind of astonishing with like amazing animation and stuff. I mean, even this game has like more animation than you might expect. But like the tile sets and everything, like, it doesn't feel... I think some GBC games, I feel like, look like the use of color. Yeah, that's where I can't... Yeah, wait. Staircase is this? Okay, yeah, good. Like, the use of color can feel a little limited. Oh yeah, it didn't really... Dude, he's got me stun locked. Key card. Well, fuck that guy. Oh no, I had the gun equipped. No wonder I couldn't punch him properly. I have my useless fucking gun equipped. I can just outwalk him. Okay. So this should probably... Okay, whatever. Surely this will let us unlock the door on 1st floor. Yeah, I lost like half health trying to punch this dude with my gun equipped. But enemies don't appear to respawn at least, so... Yeah, I can't speak to if there's any kind of average GBC game quality. Keycard doesn't help us with this, does it? No. However, going through Batman and in other contexts, having played a bunch of GBA games, I reckon we'll probably see this here too, eventually, when we get to those. I wouldn't say that there's like a particular Game Boy Advance game quality, but there's a lot of games on the GBA that have a certain kind of look to them with the like extremely cheap looking pre-rendered sprites. Like you see a lot of Game Boy and Game Boy Color games have this like really cool pixel art. And I mean, I guess the equivalent is kind of what we're seeing here with a lot of these really hokey, cheap looking digitized photographs and stills from the movie. But like with Batman, the Game Boy Color New Adventures of Batman game looks amazing. Like it plays pretty shit, but the character animation is incredible. And then like all the GBA Batman games pretty much have like really gross CG sprites that look fairly terrible. Maybe there's some kind of equivalent here. I don't know. Whew, 16 minutes, but we got there. Oh, we got movie stills, sort of. Bond is standing on like a highway. And the music just continuing to drone on in between like gameplay to debriefing menu screen to cutscene question mark. It's just such an instant like bootleg budget feel. All right. I don't know if we're gonna need passwords. Like if we die, do we like game over or will we be able to continue? So I don't know if we need to like make note of this. I guess I can do this easily enough. My end. Oh, whoops. What? Oh, whatever. In the off chance we need to check this, we can get back. I guess it's briefcase, camera, watch. Is that like a nuclear symbol? Is that a juggling ball? What is that fourth icon? Well, you never know. Pretty crusty picture of M here. And this music, oh my... Man, it just, like, the way the music just doesn't stop or start to delineate, like, going from one sequence to another. Feels so shit. I can't believe that anyone would have the nerve to actually attack us here. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but I think Sir Robert's presence here is linked to this attack. You need to find him and make sure he's safe. Like, what attack? I literally just walked out of an entrance to a bank, stood on a highway, I guess. And then, like, M was like, oh, I can't believe they would attack us. Oh, okay, sure, neither could I guess. I guess that's happening. I mean, it's a good thing we watched the movie and played 2 other games, so we have some understanding of what she's even referring to. I guess if you read the manual, you get a little bit of context. But even so... Secure building, find computer to get vault access code. Get QLab access keycard in vault, go to QLab. Okay, so this is like somewhat similar to the N64 game, except that there's a few more steps of like helping, like bringing M to the safe room and stuff. I wonder if secure building means we have to actually kill all enemies or something. I know you always carry your P2K with you, Bond, but this looks like a full-scale assault. If I were you, I'd get my hands on something a little more powerful. Or you could be in some trouble. Well, we'll see. My trusty punch worked just fine in Bilbao, so we'll see if it can do the job here. Listen to this soundtrack on long car journeys. Yeah, I mean, it'll erode the sense of time passing. So I guess that's an explosion. like part of the MI6 headquarters exploding. I mean, it's very ambitious of them. It's very optimistic of them to attempt to put like full movie stills on a GBC screen with these like color palette limitations. It's very difficult to make out what any of these pictures are supposed to represent. Oh, okay. All right, so unequip the gun so we're not defenseless. Okay, so I guess these guys were Bilbao cops, but now they're terrorists. Well, luckily we're we're experts in fighting these guys now, so. Did the music change? I think it might have. Ah, he shot me. Okay, I fucked up. I shouldn't have walked away. Oh, there's a small health drop here. So make sure to scour every room on any floor for like key cards and shit before leaving. No objective lamps are lighting up just yet. That's a switch! Okay, I walked up to it just... I wasn't like actually expecting something to happen. Did it like open a door? It did, okay. So there's another switch there somewhere in another room. Okay, that made a noise. Oh yeah, the lights aren't flashing. The little alarm alert things. Oh, okay, so we're on the 4th floor, I guess. Is that the vault that we need access to? Okay, so we're in the process of securing the building, I suppose. Find computer to get vault access code. Get QLab access to key card in. So I wonder if that's the vault here. Well, it looks like we've done everything. I doubt there's a 3rd switch that would do anything else other than open this. Okay, got some slightly different tiles, but I reckon we'll see this room. Like, it's probably not the last time we've seen it. Whoa, okay. Serious security here. Can I, like, stand in between these beams? Hope so. Otherwise, it's gonna be a little tricky. Oh, fuck. Probably I could not, actually, but... out anyway. Getting fried by a laser beam in MI6 office. I should try to, like, press the interact button in front of stuff. Not exactly clear what you can interact with. Ooh, bullets. Oh, barricaded himself behind a little pile of sandbags in the corner. Okay, there's a gun. 10 bullets. You press the button once and he plays a lengthy animation of getting ready to fire, and then he shoots 2 bullets, and then he plays a lengthy animation of putting the gun down. At least with a pistol you can't like hold the button to keep shooting, but maybe you can with that gun. Okay, that worked, thankfully. Curious on whether this music is original to the GBC. Well, what would be the alternative? That this is like based on compositions for the N64 soundtrack, or that it's taken from someplace else? Okay, so I reckon... Oh, never mind. Ah, fuck! Dude, that does so much damage. They took songs from the movie or console games. I mean, I understand that the... Like, I understand the premise of that idea being like, it sounds so bad, what if it's, like, not actual music someone made for this? Shouldn't fail. Little smoke from the gun, that's kind of neat. But I don't know that it would result in this. This, like... cool looking screen. I feel like just making bad music for the Game Boy is like all you need to do to end up with something like this. I think suggesting it comes, I mean, I could be wrong, of course, but I think to me, like, the suggestion that the music would come from someplace else, or there's some like complicated series of events or circumstances that led to it, is kind of overcomplicating what's probably... Someone either had poor tools or little time, or no direction, or some combination of the above. That would be my guess anyway. Alright, so the lasers actually hurt like crazy. So how I do here doesn't, like, make that much of a difference. Did I press the other switch? I forget. Nope, I do not. I kind of get the impression that these stages aren't going to be super long, at least. I wanted to see if I could, like, try to avoid picking this up to potentially save it for later, but... like, you can do that. Probably it's not going to be worth it anyway. So it seems you can have the laser beam kind of behind you. Like, your hurt box is kind of bigger in front of you than behind you, sort of. Yeah, see? Like, you get hit by standing, like, right in front of the beam. But you can have the beam right behind you without getting hit. Swaying animation. Full scale assault. Very relaxed pace to this assault, but... What's up, Father Axe Keeper? How's the game going? Well, we are on mission 2 of 8. And this game seems really quite terrible. We're doing our best to walk past / through these lasers without getting destroyed. And are having limited success. Yeah, see, you can, like... You really don't want to overshoot your steps here. That's good. Okay, yeah, that got us pretty smoked last time. Yeah, far from impressive. Like, that's the thing. It's not even, like, interestingly... It's clearly a hidden path there, but we guess we need to find some key or switches or something. There's nothing, like, comical or interesting about the ways that this game's bad. It's just, like, baffling. Like, you may notice that I'm punching all these guys. That's because I have guns, but firing the gun takes, like, a year. Like, that's as fast as you can shoot the gun. Yeah, there's no... Okay, even the automatic, like, submachine guns and rifles, you can't hold a button or mash. You just press the button once and he shoots his designated amount of bullets and then stows the gun away laboriously while we have to just stand there and wait. Yeah, there's a few moments, I noticed that before, of attempts at James Bond music, but that quickly goes away. So there's a little arrow here, and I could interact with the computer on the left side. Okay, I think we got some kind of... I have to do the right sequence here. Yeah. Of course. Thankfully, it's not just the audio cue, at least. Okay, that did something. We didn't clear an objective or anything. Okay, so that opened this. Oh. Looking forward to this one after the other Game Boy game. Yeah, I mean, there wouldn't have been any reason... Ah, the easy card. Or easy access, whatever it's called. And I just know that from having read the manual. The game doesn't... Like, I can't check my gadget inventory. There's no such thing. I just have that now. I cleared an objective, apparently. But it doesn't tell me which objective. Oh, am I in the vault? Wait, hang on. If I am in the vault now... I made the guess because I said... Because I thought, oh, maybe this was the QLab access key. But if this was the QLab access key, that would have meant that I found this in the vault. And that would have meant that I had found the computer to get the vault access code. I wouldn't have been able to get the card without also having gotten the other objective. But I only have one objective complete, so that's not what that meant then. Maybe I've secured the building. But it looks like it's the 4th objective that's completed. A little confusing. Anyway, there wouldn't have been any reason to believe... Oh yeah, the alarm's still going here. That the quality of that other Bond game would have had any bearing. You look at this ancient lore tome. Pretty good. Had any bearing on the quality of this game? But I understand also just like, hey, that game was a cool surprise. Maybe there could be, like, maybe this game could also be a cool surprise. But no such luck. So, okay. Ah, right. So now that I have the access key card thing, I should be able to go through this door on the left, and that's going to take us to the next staircase. That seems to be the reasonable assumption that we can make, right? Let me double check what the manual said. I'm not going to bring it up on stream, but my reference here. Easy access card. This card can be used to open the security vault in mission 2 without the access code information. Huh. Did we do like an alternate solution? It's for the vault, apparently. Kind of nerve-wracking to have to do this part. Like, couldn't there just have been a switch to disable the lasers? I just want to take a quick check here because I forgot if there was some other locked door or something. But yeah, I think this is like maybe the first game, not the first bad game, but yeah, because it doesn't open this or this. What on earth? Did I miss an enemy or something? Did I not pull that switch up there? I can't tell what those switches are, or if I can discern whether I've opened them or not. I'm gonna go back and see if I can, these floors are a little easier to navigate. Nope, this doesn't open. But yeah, like, I didn't necessarily have... Okay, so let me just... Okay, so this doesn't, like... I can't disable this again. I disabled... I just want to kind of... learn to recognize what that... Like, what it looks like when it's enabled or disabled, but... Okay. Anything here? I'm just annoyed having to go through the laser shit again, because it could very likely kill me. Oh well. Yeah, the alarm's still on. It's confused. Well, maybe there's enemies past this door that I just now can't open here for some reason. Wait. Why was it... Okay, the door's just gone now. Cool. Progress. Let's just not question it. Let's just move on. The alarm was... Well, was the alarm disabled on the previous floor when I went there now? I don't know. Game is confusing. Boy. Do these things move in like a discernible pattern? Fuck it. Yeah, I didn't necessarily have high hopes or expectations. I didn't have any specific expectations, really. But the game is just bad in such very unexpected ways for any game to be bad. Can't get past these weights, I guess. Like, why is there a like full second delay between pressing a button and firing a gun? Like, who in their right mind would even consider having it work that way? Like, the guns are just functionally useless, basically. Need to do that. This is going to be really difficult to get past because it didn't seem like it was random, like there was a pattern to it, but the pattern was very, like, not that easy to parse. Like, it was a very complex pattern. I didn't quite mean to just randomly brute force my way through it. I meant to sort of slightly do that. But I kind of slipped and walked somewhere I didn't mean to right off the bat, and that kind of threw off the timing, so I missed the window I meant to go for, and then I got, like, I don't know that I would have made it if I'd achieved what I tried to, but I didn't even manage that. And it looks like the electrified floors deals as much damage as the lasers, so kind of make sure to get there with more health. Can I? There we go. Love my blog. Thank you. I appreciate that. I haven't written anything like all year. Been meaning to, but I've just been so preoccupied with a bunch of other stuff, so I haven't been able to get to it. Fortunately. Wait. Dude, what's with these fucking switches, man? Do I have to activate these in order or something? I definitely... But now I can unswitch it. The alarm's still going too. Did I just not go here? No? Supposed to not hit this switch? Something mess up when I continued? This game is sure is something. I mean, the last few times I played this level, that switch on the right determined whether this door was open. Maybe I have to hit these switches in the correct order? Maybe I need to close this door first? Because now I was like, yeah, let's open the doors. Like, let's press both switches as I go past them, so I don't have to backtrack. But I guess you have to? Why on earth? Like, this door would always open that switch. Or sorry, this switch would always open that door. Yeah, now I can't unswitch them. So the second switch will open and close the second door on command, as you would expect. But the first switch will only open the first door if the second door is closed. But at least it seemed like the switch activated, or like it got to that state of not being, like it locked in, basically. Once you activated it. Is that the guy up there? Yeah. So maybe... is it the same thing here? Do I need to not activate this switch? Is that what the door was so confusing before? I don't want to have to go through those laser beams more than necessary. Surely, like, because that was the silver switch or the gray switch up there, right? Well, let's... Ha! I dodged the bullets. Like, do you always pull this switch second? I can deactivate this. Let's try that and see if there's a pattern that do you always do the brown switch before the gray switch. Pattern is so fucked up. I'm like trying to react because you don't have a lot of time. But I'm like reacting to the wrong beam disappearing. And it does like a good 15% damage or something. Let's pull this switch first. Is this the same order? Looks like it. Alright, so that didn't trigger an objective. Getting the key card in here will, I think. I was just excited to get a little health, but then he had to deal damage and ruin it. Yeah, that's an objective completed. Trying to interact with these things. Nope. The alarm lights are still flashing. Is there even anything in here? Health, maybe? Or gun or ammo or something? Yeah, ammo, of course. Walking around pressing A, which actually... I think was something we did in the Game Boy game on occasion. Just mashing, like Wolfensteining it. Try to interact with every tile. It's got that in common, sort of. I have to like not blink. React to this properly. Fucked up. Why is it like this? Why is this game like this? Okay, so now if I press this switch up there, of course. Yeah, okay, so that locked in. What if the door, me opening that door in the bottom left was me like doing so? It disabled the lasers. Okay, cool. I mean, that's good if I have to, and it opened this. Okay. I don't know what I did to open that door last time. I feel like that's like some sort of bug or something. Okay, that's good. But at least we've discerned that there appears to be I wonder if the alarm went off on that floor. Like, is that floor secure now? Maybe that's what we had to do this to secure the floor. Maybe securing the floor isn't even about killing enemies. Yeah, it's no longer flashing. Okay. So floor secured. Securing the floor, I guess, means pulling the brown switch and then pulling the gray switch. Very thankful that that alarm noise isn't being... It plays once when you reach the floor and then that's it. They could have been, like, repeating it. Thankfully, they had a bit more mercy on us than that. Okay, so for here, I tried to, like, go on the bottom and then go up, but it kind of looks like... Yeah, okay, so on the top half, these are going to collide, and then I follow this one. Yeah, okay, cool. You just gotta follow the pattern, or figure out the pattern for the path that you have to actually take. In this case, there was actually an easy enough pattern to make use of. Okay, so wait to pull that switch until we pull the brown one. I'm just waiting for them to trick us. But we're in a decent state here to get further than we did last time. Trying to figure out if there's a path. Okay, yeah, I think so. So when does it happen? Those 2 or 3 go on the left. Fucked up the beginning, but we got the rest of it. Okay. Okay. Oh! Fully expected that to be locked for some reason. Slide. Oh, that's a wall, apparently. Okay. Ooh, a little armory. Is that the vault? Good. He put himself in position. I'm always nervous about trying to punch dudes from above because it's very awkward. But, I was not in the correct position, and then he moved like a pixel, and then I could hit him. That worked out. Ah, perfect. Oh, maybe this will open when we pull the other switch. We should probably just check what's up here first, though. There's like a third switch. Like a computer room of sorts. Oh. System offline. Probably need to pull the switches first. Cool little screen. I like it. Ammo for another weapon. Health. Alright, so we gotta navigate our way through electrified floor again. I wonder if going left... Oh, okay. I think the gray switch was up here. No. Oh, there we go. Oh, cool. Will the computer start spinning up? Okay, so the electrified floor should hopefully be disabled now. Yeah. Alarm. Stop blaring. Promising down there? Yes. Okay, cool. I'm getting into it. It's starting to feel a little satisfying. Let's check the armory. I mean, the weapons are going to be shit anyway, but did it actually open? Or did something happen here? I guess not. Can't interact either. Alright, let's go to the computer. Game is satisfying. On occasion. Very occasionally. What's up, Glenar? Look at the objectives again here. Find computer to get vault access code. QLab access key card in vault. Go to QLab. So apparently I've done one of these 4 things. I don't know which one I've done. Because I don't think... I picked up a card that... maybe it's like it's the equivalent of getting the vault access code. Or maybe they meant... By vault access code, maybe they mean this card. And I got it by... doing a computer code thing. I'm gonna assume that any one of these screens are gonna give us the exact same thing. Good thing I didn't... okay. Good thing I didn't walk away with that assumption. Let me make note of this. 4258. I don't know where I enter this, but... I just needed to find the right screen, I guess. I'm doing well. Well, I'm playing this game. Other than that, I'm mostly doing okay. It's almost Christmas, which is weird. But no more or less weird than any other year, I guess. Got some a few fun things planned for Christmas stream activity. Not as much as I probably should plan, though, but still got a few weeks. Yeah, so there's a locked door here for sure, right? So, or did we come from here? Surely we came from up here. No, I guess we didn't. Wait, can I open this now? No. Well, we should be able to safely backtrack if need be. So let's keep pushing forward. Yeah, we haven't secured the building yet. There's one more floor to secure. All right, there's the gray switch. Locked. Oh, maybe the green doors are locked and the gray ones are not locked. Just like a metal detector. Oh, okay. Is this the vault? Okay, sure. A lot of the graphics are a little difficult to parse in this game. Oh. Switch, there we go. Oh yeah, so the gray switch was on the bottom left-ish. Okay, it's like the canteen, I guess. That's pretty cool. A cool touch. These giant plates. They're like the size of about 0.75 of a James Bond. But hey. Very generous servings. The MI6 kitchen, I guess. I must say that the N64 game gave a slightly more immersive feeling of a full-scale assault. Ah, 2 objectives cleared. Maybe the objective lights always light up from the right for some reason. But I believe we have secured the building. It's a bit fucked up, isn't it? That you can look at your objectives, but it won't tell you which ones you have completed. Just that you have completed 2 out of 4. And it's our best guess as to figure out which ones. But I guess that opened this door, so... We have a code. We just gotta understand where to enter that code. Then get QLab access. Wait, maybe the vault doors are open now. Okay, that's locked. Oh yeah, like, maybe I could go to the right there. Oh, this looks like a vault. What was that door that's on the left side of the other floors? 4258? What's that? What? Okay. Yeah, I guess that's what it was. I'm just shocked that the game, like, did that for us. Okay. Key card. That's the third thing complete. I just realized that these, I guess, are supposed to be the doors that are, like, swung open inside. And this... Oh, okay. So this is like an exploded pile of money? This is where the bomb went off? Dude, imagine having not seen the film. You would not understand anything. Oh, now we got a key card, so that should lock or open this door. Oh, I guess we're done, because now we're in a cutscene. Okay, we had a brief appearance of Q's lab. And we walked up to the boat. 16 minutes. Objectives 4 out of 4. Mission complete. So that's a boat jumping out of that little square hole in the wall of the MI6 headquarters. And I cannot fucking get over the droning ass lame excuse for music just continuing uninterrupted in between gameplay and debriefing screen and cutscene. And then all of a sudden, Em is going to start talking to us about chasing an assassin or something, and we're like, what? Oh, alright, we gotta get an access code first. Camera, beach ball, sunglasses, watch. This is like your vacation, like, luggage checklist. But sure. I mean, we're about to go out boating, so, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. Alright. I need to take a break there. I need to go to the bathroom and stretch a little bit and just escape this music for a few minutes, I think. And on that note, let's sweet relief. Let me mute that for a bit. Let's get some other music going here, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes with more The World Is Not Enough for the Game Boy Color. We're 25% of the way, blah, 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 I can't even speak. We're 25% of the way through this game now. We've completed 2 missions out of 8, so we're making steady progress. Hopefully, we won't have to put up with this for too long. Anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes. All right. Hope you enjoyed that musical interlude because, wow. Now we got this going, and it's just what it is. All right, let's resume the timer and keep going. It looks as if the woman who killed Leches in Bilbao is behind this attack. What did you call her, Bond? The cigar girl? Make sure she doesn't get away. Find out who she's working for. I won't tolerate this, 007. Like, we haven't seen this person on screen during gameplay or in cutscenes or even seen her referred to in any way. M's just talking about this. Oh, you know, the cigar girl. Like, sure. Get to the tube station, chase the cigar girl. All right, so that's interesting. When we were looking in the manual and it went over all the different missions, I didn't mention it, but I noted that the subway mission is not in this game. What's up, Sock? Thank you for the follow. It's not like in the film that I can recall, but both the PlayStation game and the N64 game had its own like subway terrorist attack mission after the like London foot chase, and they were quite different. Like I said, neither of them, as far as I'm aware, based on anything that happens in the movie. And it's like, maybe it's one of those things where it's based on something that was in the script at one point but didn't make it to the final movie or something, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense either, given that all of these games came out long after the film came out. Well, this one came out almost 2 years after, but the PlayStation and N64 games came out the following year. It's still possible that they were operating after some earlier versions of the script or something, I don't know. But it's interesting here that even though that presumably is not going to be in the game, well, we'll see. But the tube station is mentioned here. I was gonna say, like, I cut myself off there because I was gonna say I don't think the actual like subway, tube, underground, what have you, will be in the game, because that sounds like it's the objective. That's like the actual, like, that's how you just clear the mission. But maybe we get there first, and that's just like the midway point of the stage. We start out in the streets, and then we go into the tube. Chase the cigar girl. It's like, yeah, we're gonna be doing that the entire mission. Don't you mean like apprehend the cigar girl? Like, if chasing her is the objective, then it's just gonna be completed immediately because we are already chasing her. But then I guess if we stop chasing her, it will fail. So maybe that's how they make sense of that. Just make sure you bring back that boat in one piece. Do we get to actually drive the boat? Surely not. Surely there's not that degree of excitement or ambition in this game, of all things. It doesn't say anything about boating. Let's find out. Okay, you can kind of make out what's the water and what's the sky and what's the building, so that's probably the most legible of these screenshots yet. Nope, of course, we arrive pre-parked. That's a ladder, I guess, because you get a ladder animation walking up these steps. Okay, well, there's our little stealth boat. So some of the other, like the other games based on this film, we gave credit in the Bond Bond quotient calculations for Bond driving something other than a car. I don't think we can give this game credit for showing Bond driving other vehicles, because it is purely implied. He walked up to a parked boat. Well, there's that one screenshot of the boat in midair, which I guess is being driven by Bond. Man, this is getting by on one hell of a technicality. But otherwise, it's mostly Bond walking up to or standing next to parked boats. I guess we'll give it half a point, maybe. Whoa. That's just chucking grenades down there, okay. Oh, okay, that was surprisingly possible to walk through. Oh, I'm punching in the wrong direction. I reckon we're going to be fighting these green army dudes the entire game, by the way. Although, I mean, technically, I guess these are the same enemies as the ones in the last stage, so maybe we'll get some blue jumpsuits later or something. I'm just holding on to what hope I can for... anything. Alright. Got him in the infinite. Okay. And there's so much in this game that's like this, where you walk into this perilous situation, and it's like, well, I don't know if that's where I'm meant to go or not. There's no way of knowing, and if it turns out to not be where I was meant to go, then I have to, like, double back through treacherous, you know, well, grenades in this case. Okay. Ah! Okay. Still, I avoided most of them before, so I haven't taken that much. What on earth was that? Was that the fucking pentacle that comes up through the floor in that one part of Resident Evil? The planks. Look at my health. Fucking hell. Oh my god. Ah. Okay. Cool. Okay, I guess we're not above water, so we should be... No! Which... Okay, I think these tiles are dangerous. The ones that, like, sort of, kind of... The ones that are, like, oriented the other way. What is it? Why are sewer tentacles killing us through the dock? Well, I mean, we have to learn some bullshit and take a death on this level, so I guess that's it. Okay, we're in a warehouse. Most of this game has already looked like a warehouse, basically. Okay, health enough to survive. Oh, God, he's gonna walk. No, he left. Good. Oh, I still got shot. I just wanted to be able to approach him from a vector when I can see what's going on. Gotta go inside there to reach that switch. And this is like exciting James Bond gameplay. Walking through cramped warehouse walkways. Activate switches. At least we're not being accosted by sewer tentacles. Wait, this is a wall. This forklift parked next to me is a wall, okay. But maybe that switch to open up something else up here. What did that switch do anyway? I have to pull these switches in the right order again? Oh, that's where I came from. This is where I... Well, let's go back. Maybe something else lifted up back here. Ah, yep. Seems to be the case. Quickly dodged that bullet, thankfully. Wait, is this a door? Okay, yeah, it's a locked door. Yeah, music got more exciting. Okay, health. I'm alive for now. Any more environmental hazards and we're in trouble. Being pretty lucky with these enemies, thankfully. Okay, so we need to switch to open that up. At least we're not just like in these four floor buildings. Going from top to bottom again. So we're getting some notion of some sort of stage variety. And it's not much, but full ammo, of course, because why would I use the gun? So now we've gone past two. Wanted to see if I could make use of the gun. Okay, so now we have a key card. I was gonna say we walked past 2 crates that need lifting. I think that one's gonna lead us to the other switch. Was gonna. I guess I might as well grab this. Gonna lead us to wherever we need to go. Yeah, that switch is probably just gonna get us into. All out of this place, rather. There seemed to be more stuff going on outside. I don't know if we were expected to go back. The locked door was here on the far left, wasn't it? If it was below this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and there's a switch in there. Okay. Alright, so keep going, and sooner or later there's going to be a crate moved out of the way. Okay, so this probably leads to an exit. Kind of seems like, just from the orientation of the map layout, like this is going to be the top of the room or the floor or whatever. Yeah, so top left is going to be an exit. And just this like big ass mazes, basically. Should be able to get inside there now. Yeah. Try to use the gun. Dude, the gun's so fucking slow. That feeling where someone's walking up to you from like 10 meters away and you're just like, fuck, my gun is too useless. I need to switch to my fists so that I can defend myself. Like, it's pretty stupid. Doesn't exactly do a lot to give me the feeling of being James Bond. Did we go down here before? Yep. Like, he's so unbelievably clumsy with the firearms. Like, not even just for Bond, but just for any video game character. The fact that he has to arduously, like, holster and draw the gun in between every shot is just staggeringly dumb and unsatisfying. And I'm worried, like, the whole tentacle situation gonna cost us this mission. Oh, train. Cool, the subway station is just inside the warehouse. Of course it is. Why not? That makes perfect sense. Alright, so we do get to... Wait, alright, so these are like turnstiles? Okay, there's health there, but I can't... Yeah, I guess I can... Wait, where does this lead? Oh, nowhere. Okay, of course. Unmanned ticket booth. Oh, that one's open. Okay. You just got a fucking full-on turnstile maze. And they are fucking one way, of course they are. I was about to make a joke that maybe they're one way. They are. Okay, we got a little vending machine. I mean, I'm impressed with this game's ability to find new ways to be, like, just shockingly stupid. I guess this is the bathroom. Those are toilets. I guess these are meant to be, like, reflections in the floor from the walls. Like, we got this shiny stone floor or something. Ah, health. If we don't have any other environmental hazards, we might be able to survive to the end and clear this mission. I'd just be kind of annoyed to, like, almost get to the end and then fuck it up. Okay. So this oh, never mind. I was gonna say this probably would let us go to that bottom right to get that extra health, but but yeah, for sure, like, there seems to have been some kind of common design brief or something for all these versions to have. It cannot be a coincidence for all three of these games to have a subway section, despite that not being in the film. Unless that was a big action set piece in the film that I have just completely forgotten about. But I don't think that's the case. Oh, wait. Oh, those are like the mines. Proximity mines? Oh. I reckon... This is gonna force me to redo this entire floor, basically, but for a little bit of extra health. I think. No. I just wanted to get that health on the bottom right, but... Well, it's probably gonna be useless. Unless I can blow up these walls or something? Maybe that's what I'm meant to do? Let me read the manual, what it said about those weapons. Oh, sorry, sticky grenades. I thought that was in the mines. Okay. Sticky grenades. These explosive devices can be used to destroy objects that impede your progress. Okay, so that absolutely does sound like I am meant to explode something, well, that impedes my progress. Now the question is, how on earth am I meant to discern what that is? I'm afraid to, like... Okay, that's a wall. I was gonna say, I'm a little afraid to try to walk out here on the trains in case I'll get killed by an electrified third rail or something, but no, not even walk out there. I was like half joking that I was supposed to blow up that pillar, but I guess maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. But this, I think, would just... The long way around brings me back to that place. Like, this looks like it's impeding my progress, is it not? Hope I don't soft lock. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, cutscene. We cleared the stage. Okay, now we're chasing her, I guess. Man, I can't believe this was 13 minutes. This felt so much shorter and easier. Oh, I guess that's because we cleared it first try. The other stage was like 16 minutes, but it took like 2.5 tries or something. I feel like there was a bunch of stuff there in the subway station we didn't even see, but I cannot imagine there being any sort of secrets or extra content or anything that we can find that is of any interest, so I'm just glad we stumbled into the exit. It's pretty funny that the entire stage, by the way, is, or like this mission is centered around chasing this woman who is never shown on screen. It didn't really feel like a foot chase, did it? Or any kind of chase. But we did it. Okay. A view of, I guess, London? Alright, briefcase, reticle... Film strip? Is that a little film strip? Go with that. Okay. So now we're in the... Well, now we're in her mansion, I think? Yeah, there's no skiing stage or, like, mountain... Like, no part of where we are actually introduced to Electra King. Or Bond being introduced to her, like, that's just not in here at all. We walk... We're in a subway station. We walk to an escalator. And then, boom. Now we're in, like, wherever it was, Azerbaijan. In her mansion. And we have to find a trader inside King Industries. And we're suspecting her head of security, Davidov. It's like a little bit of a whiplash effect here of just, whoa, all right, okay, we're across the world. All of a sudden we're doing this. Like, no transition whatsoever. The music doesn't even stop and start. The music just keeps going. Is that Tony Soprano? Close. It's John Cleese. Pretty much the same person. So, I mean, you can be forgiven for the confusion. Oh, she's bright because she's highlighted. In a second, we'll listen to what Tony Soprano has to say. See what you can find out. Leave Electra's house without detection. track Davidoff without detection, eliminate Davidoff and assume his identity, get to airfield undetected and get into plane. There we go. Now we're in Soprano mode. Right, now pay attention, 007. You've got a silencer for your P2K. There shouldn't be any shooting unless things go horribly wrong. Also, night vision goggles will help you operate in almost total darkness. Alright, so this is the stealth mission. Let's see how horrible it's gonna be. Baku, Azerbaijan. Alright, we can see that it's a mansion, sorta. Alright, so we don't actually have the gun. The gun's been equipped by with a silencer, but we don't have a gun. Presumably we have the silencer in our inventory. So the guards in the other levels seemed like super fucking blind. Let's hope that's the case. Man, look at how luxurious this toilet is. Can you imagine the comfort levels of sitting on a toilet that's like broader than your shoulders? I mean, I'd be a little afraid to fall in maybe, but aside from that, pretty good. Well, I wasn't expecting to clear that other mission first try, so hopefully things will go smoothly. Oh yeah, there's no way for me to like equip night glasses or like there's no gadgets menu or any kind of manual usage of gadgets. So I reckon that's just gonna come into play whenever relevant. Yeah, because like you can barely see where enemies are anyway. So yeah, you can sneak past. Oh, locked, and there's a switch there. Bathroom. Alright, avoiding detection doesn't seem like it's gonna be so bad. So I wonder if I can... I punched you? Is this where I started? I think so. Just need to be, like, aware of... Ah! Okay. Holy shit. Okay, I mean, this is very funny, but also... This is shockingly terrible artwork. What? Like, intern MS painted this over their lunch break. What an amazing game over screen. What up, Flowsock? What do I think of modern games that look or play like old games? I mean, that's a very broad question. I think it's cool, I guess. I play a fair amount of new games that look like old games. I play a lot of old games, period. As far as my own creative ambitions, I'm a lot more interested in doing pixel art or simple 3D graphics than cutting-edge modern 3D graphics. Ultimately, I think, like, for any creative endeavor, whether it's a game or something else, but I guess we can stick to the topic of games for the sake of simplicity. I think the important part is, like, having a creative vision and making the kind of creative choices and like artistic decisions that support that ambition, and like executing on... Yeah, luckily they can't see more than like up 2 meters in front of them. So, okay. I wasn't sure if it would keep moving that way. I think there's a lot of games that use, whether it's pixel art or some other type of digital graphics that may seem, you know, old school, but isn't necessarily aiming to... Oh, okay. I don't know what caught me there, but... Like, pixel art is itself an extremely broad, like, medium. And, oh, shit. Okay. How did... Was I just, like, not aligned with him on the vertical axis last time? Is that how I avoided getting seen? Are we operating on, like, Metal Gear 2 sightline rules? I probably touched the laser, actually, is probably what happened. Yeah. I'm still kind of trying to navigate the rules of this to understand what I can and can't do. Yeah, the laser detection hurt box is still weird. Where it's like very sensitive in front of you, but not at all sensitive behind you. So I was it didn't look like it, but I was walking too far forward and hitting the beam in front of me. I think when it comes to, let's say, creating a game with pixel art, the important thing in terms of like judging its artistic qualities is less about it being faithful or accurate to a particular thing, unless the game itself is like very specifically setting out to do that. But more so whether it achieves like a consistent and cool look. And I think there's nothing inherent to anyone. I mean, obviously, you know, people have subjective taste, including me. Well, and you might have a preference for a certain style or aesthetic or whatever. But in extremely broad strokes, I'd say, you know, having a vision and executing on it and delivering on that in like a internally consistent way is like the most important thing almost for something to feel like polished and look good. So I like a lot of games that have like cool pixel art that does that, whether or not it's like aiming for a particular style or emulating the look of a certain console or something. I guess it's as good as I can answer that question. Do I have a business email? I'm trying to think. I don't have a separate email. I'm not sure how public my email is. So you can probably go to my website, and if it's like on there, it's on there. Or you can find some way of contacting me. I don't necessarily like giving it out like this over the air. I don't typically solicit work, but feel free to get in touch on Discord, or I may or may not read Twitch DMs, but you can send one if you want. But if you go to jiggy.com, you can find whatever contact information I have on there. Alright, so, man, pretty expansive. I don't know if I should have gone this way, but here we are. So worried that we're just gonna bump into some patrolling dude also. There was a switch in that room early on that I skipped because it was a gray switch. At least in the previous stages, you're kind of supposed to hit the brown switches first. Maybe that one switch would have turned something off. Maybe I should have tried pressing it. Okay, so that's... we're at the outer edge of this map, at least. Well... fuck! I was like, where can I stand? Ugh. At this point, it's just like annoying. Because the laser beams take such time to get through. The gray switch was fucking all the way over here, wasn't it? Whoa. Oh. No? Oh, there it is. Okay. Dude, you're gonna have to make such massive fucking backtracking on this level. How far did I even have to go? Then again, I guess I don't know if there's like... maybe there are multiple floors on this level. Like, no checkpoints. Like, it's pretty, like, normally these things do, like, a good chunk of damage, but here, for all intents and purposes, they do... it's an instant kill, right? So... yeah, the guard's limited, like, view distance is helpful, but... Bond, like, tripping laser beams a meter in front of him is less helpful. Yeah, there's like cameras there. Fucking hell, he was not... he did not look my way. At least I didn't... at least we know that I didn't, miss pressing that switch early on, because we can't actually press it. It doesn't seem like going down here is going to give us anything, because we can't... keycard there. And we actually... I don't feel like we can actually even get through here. Camera's going to probably see us. At this point, I'm willing to... I wanted to experiment to see if I could go, like, underneath the camera. I'm pretty sure we probably can't. But if we can do that and I'm not aware of it, we might find ourselves in a situation where I'm expected to do just that. And if I'm gonna have to, like, gamble on how to get past it, I'd rather do it now, like, in an experimentation kind of exploration phase, where there aren't really any stakes. If we, like, progress through the level and I have to do it then... oh, yeah, he does turn around. I see. That's gonna make it a little more risky. Fucking hell, okay. Okay, his route was very different from what I expected it to be. Yeah, okay, I'm pretty sure that's the camera seeing me. Because that's the exact same position I was in relative to the other camera on the right-hand side. And it's not really logical that the guard would have seen me, so I'm pretty sure that was just a camera. So funnily enough, I guess the guards have an extremely limited, like, field of view. They can only see, like, in a very straight line in front of them. But the cameras are, like, omnidirectional. They can just detect you if you are in a certain range. I got caught on the railing. I missed my window. Okay, but that has me reasonably convinced that this is the correct path. Yeah, that's the room from before. Okay, so we've got kind of the top left corner of the map explored. So I reckon we've pretty much got more than half of the map explored at this point. Yeah, because now we're just going around the part we were just... Okay, so that's a key card. I wonder if this will allow us to... Okay, let's just take a look and see what's on the other side there. Yeah, these hallways with these cameras seem like they're kind of designed to be impenetrable. Now, I wonder if we're meant to double back and activate that switch. Because in the first two stages, we had switches... Or was it just the first stage? Yeah, I guess it was just the first stage, but it was on multiple floors. We had, like, a kind of a two-part process with a brown switch and a gray switch. And the switch that we saw here on the left, it's a gray switch. But I guess it's not the exact same color palette, so maybe it's not, like, color-coded the same way. But essentially... you had to pull the brown switch first. But we've gotten the key card now. I'm going to apply the same kind of theory as before, where... we're going to experiment and see what we can do. And see what we can learn here. Pattern was not... I fucked up. Okay. Well, it's the first time trying to go left through those laser beams. Didn't pay close enough attention to the pattern. Because here, as soon as it gets there, you move. But when the lasers go the other way, I guess it's a slightly different pattern. This level kind of sucks. That is an astute observation. No disagreements. I don't think the previous levels were much better. A little less annoying, but I think this level is going to be shorter. Well, maybe not, I guess. It's 4 objectives, but... Alright, so now we go down and get the key card. I mean, the level sucks, but we're also... making progress. Let me take a look at the laser beams here. So now I should probably move with it, right? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't like bounce back the other way from this direction because it does this first and then that's gonna... Yeah, I was a little bit worried about this guy. Worked out fine. Oh, right. Guy up here somewhere? Yep. But yeah, again, the guards are pretty harmless. Okay. Now we know. Now we know. The keycard does not go to this door. Noise, though. We're getting some laser beam navigation practice, so it's not the end of the world. Is this like a chest I can open? Nope. So we're heading into slightly uncharted territory. But we can have a little more confidence in having understood how certain things work or ruling out certain options. We're kind of progressing by process of elimination. We got the key card. We went down to get the key card. I don't think there was anything up here. That basically means that next set of laser beams is the only way forward. It's a little confusing and unfortunate that if we come across a door that is opened by our keycard, we won't actually know that that's the case. The game doesn't acknowledge that you're using a keycard. It'll tell you a door is locked in no uncertain terms if a door is locked. But if you're actually unlocking it, it doesn't tell you. So maybe I needed the keycard to get in here? No idea. This seems a little safer to explore than that area on the bottom. But also there's fucking fuck all here, so... Alright, okay. Again, process of elimination. I'm walking around pressing the interact button in case there's something we can actually do here. Thankfully, there isn't, which means that we haven't missed anything important here. Will the keycard be removed from your inventory after the door is unlocked? Not only will the keycard not be removed from my inventory when I use it, the keycard will not be added to any kind of inventory when I collect it. There's no way for me to see what keycards I have. I can see what weapons I have, which are none, but there's no way to see what gadgets or items you have. So that's how that works. Alright, so there's that guy. I want to say that there was like camera paths. Oh yeah, this is where I got... Okay. I'm just gonna go hide in the corner. Okay, so I don't think I can get past that guy. Well, actually, if you're like above or below, you can like sneak past pretty fucking close, right? Like if I stand here, well, that's probably a little too close. Like up, down, wise. Or maybe not. There's another switch. What if the camera can like see me, but it can't see all the way over here? No, that's not the case. Okay, so maybe that guy on the far right, I can actually walk past him, just like next to him, because he can only see in a very straight line. I think we need to experiment a bit with this guy. Okay. So within the hallway, there's like one tile off. Doesn't work. But if I'm further down here than I can be when I'm like in the hallway. And that's actually enough. But I don't know what that translates to if we're in a vertical hallway. Like, as soon as I'm further down than the hallway, like, otherwise would allow me to go, this guy can't see me. But I'm still out of sight for him. I should still be out of sight. Yeah. So that means in a hallway of this depth or width or what have you, he can actually, like, of the actual traversable space in this hallway, his field of vision actually covers all of it. Like that. But now, okay. It kind of seemed like I could walk past him when I was like closer to him. See? So maybe there's like some actual kind of vision cone thing going on here. I think we might have nailed it, might have solved it. See? When he's further away, he can actually see me, but not when I'm closer. It's funny because it's like there's a degree of sophistication to there actually being a sort of cone, or an implied cone of a vision, or an angle, I guess, rather than just a straight line, which is like more sophistication than I would have expected. But also, it's less intuitive. Especially if I have to, like, abuse it to get past. Because it looks so fucking dumb. But hey, it is what it is. Right, keycard down here. Still don't really know what this keycard does, because even if we open that door... Like, even if that door later was opened by the keycard, that didn't seem like it actually really helped us, did it? I just realized we could actually look at this guard, or this camera. There's no way... If you approach the camera straight, like, from a perpendicular angle, you get spotted. So I don't think there's any way we can actually walk past a camera. But there are switches that we haven't been able to access yet, that surely they do something. And turning off cameras would be convenient, so that's maybe a thing they do. There was nothing actually in here, right? I don't think so. Alright, so we gotta get past this guy. Enough. See, he still actually can't. Alright, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that this was how we get past him, but yep. There's a camera right there. Okay. So wait, if there's a camera there, I mean, even if it's moving... Well, maybe if the camera's on the far left, we can squeak past it and find something. But man, that was a bit rough. I'll admit, I wasn't inching forward as carefully as I could have. But that camera felt like it saw me from a pretty far distance. So was I just like unlucky to be aligned that way with the camera's cycle? Or are there other dudes we should try to sneak past now that we have evolved our sneaking technique? Like, we can get past this guy who's around the staircase. But I want to say we saw that there was a camera there, and we kind of aborted. I didn't, like, make that up, right? Let's try this again. This is so funny. Best way to stay undetected is to walk, like, alongside him. Oh, camera's not there. Oop, there it is, though. Maybe the key led to this room? You can say. There's a switch. Now, what did this switch do? Hopefully... Oh, I was gonna say, hopefully if cameras are disabled, they, like, disappear. But if it's still moving, I think we can assume that it's still active. Get past it this way. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, there's the front door. Shit. I think we must have been here before, but I don't know. Okay, this is tense. Are the cameras turned off? I don't fucking know. I don't want to risk it. We didn't even go back. Okay, I'm pausing. Could this switch have unlocked a locked door? Look at our objective screen here, because we haven't done anything, apparently. Leave Electra's house. So that's... It's listed first, but the order here is a bit messed up. Airflow, but maybe this is the first. Fuck, there's so many other things we haven't done. Like that first switch behind a locked door. I want to say that at some point we saw a blue key card in an adjacent room that we couldn't get to, but I could be making that up. Fact of the matter is, we did pull a switch and I have no idea what it did. At this point, I don't want to assume that these cameras are non-functional because we pull a switch. It seems like a little bit of a... big assumption. Ah, shit. Getting a little careless there. But let's inspect a little closer. Okay, so we're starting at the bottom left corner of the map. That's something I didn't really pay attention to or take into consideration. We found what I assume is the front door. It's like kind of just off screen. Well, no, it's a little bit further to the right, I guess. It's probably like... I was going to say bottom center, but it's probably not really accurate either. It's probably in the bottom... like 3/5 of the way to the right. Yeah, the way you walk past the guards is definitely funny. I don't expect to find any new information here. I just want to be really thorough. Make sure. Alright, that was just me being a little too relaxed. It's just frustrating because I'm not even frustrated by the insta-death. But I'm frustrated by the kind of difficulty and slow-paced nature of making discoveries. Oh. And like figuring things out. I just wanted to make sure, again, I had this vague recollection of having seen a blue keycard somewhere. And I wanted to retrace my steps and kind of explore all available areas to just refresh my memory and see if I had in fact seen that, or if I'm getting things mixed up from a previous level. That is entirely possible. I would say almost even likely. So here, I didn't really go anywhere because I deduced that there's the blue keycard. That walking past these guards would be too difficult, or at least these cameras. That's the camera seeing me. So I reckon you probably need to... We know the white keycard doesn't get me into this first room on the top left. So the blue keycard is presumably needed for that. That means we need to devise a way to get to the blue keycard, which probably means we have to like come from the bottom or something. But the other question is, of course, we pull that switch on the far right side of the map with no idea what it did. It's possible, clearly, it didn't disable the camera. Let's not make assumptions. It didn't disable the movement of the cameras on the bottom right, but it could have disabled the use of the cameras. However, what I think it might have done is it might have disabled these cameras on the left side of the map. Because if it did, that means we could then sneak past that dude I just snuck past and then got seen by the camera to get the blue key card, which would allow us to go back to the first switch, which might disable the camera in the right side of the map, or the cameras, around the exit, and would then allow us to leave. That is the best working theory I have at the moment. Is this where this... Yeah. Unless it's one of those things where the switches just have to be pulled in order, but they're both gray in this case. So wait, I pulled a switch. If my theory is correct, I should backtrack now. Okay. I half wanted to see if the camera still would catch me, and it does. So we know that those cameras aren't disabled. Obviously, there was no reason to think that they would be. But strictly, we hadn't confirmed it before because I was actually seen by a guard that other time. So this time, once we pull that switch, we immediately backtrack and see if that takes us anywhere. Because we go back here, we can hopefully find out if these cameras are disabled or not. I'm just going to assume that this white keycard is what gets us into the room with that switch on the right-hand side, because there's... I mean, either it leads us into that room, or it gets us into this other room that has nothing in it. I mean, it might. Maybe it opens both doors, but... I don't see what else it would be used for. Getting pretty confident at this, at least. And at least the map doesn't feel, like, overwhelmingly large or anything at this point. Getting a pretty good grasp of the layout. Alright, switch. Okay, I was a little sure of how I could walk there. Okay, getting past this guy now. Actually, I should just get closer. Walk alongside him. The stair guy, that's a little bit of a problem. Okay, nice. To my knowledge, there's nothing here, but I pulled a switch. But what if that changes something in here? You never know. Alright. So I gotta go past the lasers, and I gotta remember to not walk here as soon as I can. Because that one's gonna... Yeah, exactly. But now I can move after it's moving the other way. So going down here is where I get the key, correct? I believe that's the case. Yeah. That camera is sitting over there in the corner, not moving. It might still be active, but it's not covering the same space at least. So that seems to support my theory that the switch affected these cameras in the early part of the level. Alright, don't walk now. And now we're good to go. Ah! Alright, okay, progress. So knowing that the switch has an impact on those cameras means it's very likely that the switch up here disables the other cameras. Now, how we make use of that to leave is a little bit trickier. But I would imagine the way the hallways are connected that we don't actually need to take the long way around. I think we can go there more directly. And it's so easy to just get a little... just... tiniest amount too impatient. Funny I fucked this up like 3 times in a row because I did this a lot of times without screwing it up right up until this point. I'm just extremely eager to try to finish this level now. Of course, getting out of the building is just the first step. But I'm not sure if we have the same, it's gonna maintain the same stealth shit. Gotta be very careful not to move forward too far. We have to, like, find Davidov and, like, kill him. But it did say, like, get to the airfield unnoticed or something, right? So there's some other... But honestly, if it's just dudes, I think it's mostly fine. It's these, like, cameras and laser beams that are the annoying shit. Of course, it's a little presumptuous of me to think that getting from point A to point B unnoticed will not involve laser beams, but... Alright, so now... Gotta remember the order of stuff here.
Unspeakable horror awaits you.
Track Zero, thank you very much for your continued support. Yeah, we got some 7 o'clock laser beams. Yeah, I can just walk, okay, sure. Fuck! I was hoping I could squeeze in, because the range of the camera seems... it's a little ambiguous, which is part of the problem. But yeah, thank you again. 19 months of support. Very generous. Oops. Oh yeah, the cycle was, of course, because I stopped. Cycle was out of sync. To be honest though, like, this is punishing and it's annoying. But just by nature of having like a 2D map and we can see what's happening, like the equivalent level in the N64 game and even the PS1 game, they were orders of magnitude more stressful for me, because I never had any idea if what I was doing was correct. Like, anytime I made progress, I couldn't really tell if I was making progress. I just felt completely clueless up until the point where they finished the level, and it's like, oh, I guess I finished it. Cool, I don't have to think about that again. But here, it's like, even when stuff is a little mysterious, it's generally much easier, at least at this point, to feel like I, like, understand what's going on and have a sense of progression through, like, what we're meant to do. It's a little precise and demanding, but it's hugging the wall. Maybe this hallway is like half a tile wider, such that he cannot detect us. I wasn't sure if that was the thing, but yeah, okay. So now we go back to the early parts. I'm really not used to walking through the lasers from the right. It's funny how that's just like it shouldn't be different, but it is, because it has to do with this, the pattern being not symmetrical. So you kind of enter into the section where you're walking through these beams. Like, it doesn't strictly, logically, so to speak, make a difference, but just ever so slightly in how it feels. You have to sort of step into it in a slightly different pattern which somehow makes it, I guess, slightly harder to make sure you're aligned correctly. I don't know exactly why that is, but maybe it's Bond's overly confident stride that is his downfall. Just poking his hands way too far forward when taking a step. Just strolling right into those laser beams. Like I said, I don't actually know, once we have disabled those other cameras, what the path is that we're supposed to take, but hopefully it won't take like 8 attempts to figure that out. I mean, I guess we can take the long way around. Like if we're confident and we know how to do that, that's fine. I also realized what I should do is I should look at the alignment of Bond's like head versus those laser emitters. Kind of trying that. Like just making sure that he's past the previous one. Not looking so much at his feet or his body, but his head. Because it's like just the same size and shape as the emitters. And it actually seems like it's pretty reliable. Like his head doesn't have to be aligned with the next emitter, just past the previous one. The wall, right? Yeah. Camera. Which probably just in time for the camera to see, pretty much. Can I just do this? And just, yep, pretty much, just ignore him. See if my newly discovered technique will work. Right, so the camera's disabled there. I need to go past one more beam grid. Okay, there's still dudes here. That camera's out of the way. I was gonna say, this hallway's the same width, so that should work. That camera's still moving. Okay. That camera's still moving. Okay. So it literally disabled the one camera we needed to get rid of. Now we go left here. Okay, so this dude here is gonna be a little scary to try to dodge. At least his pattern is extremely simple. Once he's turned around, but that's fine. Okay. PB. The dude in the next room. Far enough away. Unlocked. Boom. Okay. So we need to know what camera this affects, but it seems logical to conclude that it, like, we still have to take the same long way around. I don't know what direction he's looking, but... Some camera somewhere has been disabled, but I don't know. Not sure where. There, he's just staring at me, but luckily I'm far enough away. Alright, so basically just keep going to the end. Like, it could be... Could it be that I'm supposed to go down here and get to that end area from the left? It should be pretty harmless to go down here to take a look. Camera's up there, yeah. Yeah, okay. Good thing I didn't take a longer path around. Now, presumably, there are no checkpoints. There could be, but I won't take that for granted. We still have no weapons. At least we know how to solve the first section. 5 minutes on this attempt. Leave Electra's house without detection. Complete. Track Davidov without detection. Okay. So, still stealth. Eliminate Davidov and assume his identity. So presumably we need to get maybe the silencer for the gun. I'm not sure how we're going to take him out. Because the regular guards, we couldn't just punch him in the back. We couldn't Metal Gear him. Then we have to get to the airfield undetected and get into the plane. I'm going to do this. I'm gonna make a save state, not with any intention of loading it, but basically, if we reach a point where we want to do research on how this mission functions, like if we reach a point of basically giving up on finishing it. All right, so this is unwalkable. It could prove valuable for research purposes. Oh, okay. I guess he turned around. As expected. Okay. So there was gun ammo in there. Section is so long. I was like optimistic about that. Like, yeah, the map size is not that huge and there's not like 4 floors. There's so much fucking laser beam waiting. At least I don't have to like theorize. At this point. And, you know, that little shed we can ignore. There's just gun ammo. Well, fuck, do we need the gun ammo? I don't know. Yeah, the London chase was quick. Like, oh yeah, we'll bang out. Probably beat half the game tonight. But, you know, it could be a 007 racing situation, right? That game had one level that took an hour and a half. Somewhere between an hour and a half and 2 hours to complete. This is the end, right? Yeah. And almost every other level I finished, like, first try or close to first try. Ammo does not matter here. But one of our objectives is to kill Davidov, right? So I don't know. We don't have a gun. But John Cleese hinted at the silenced P2K. So I guess we would want to use that, but I also don't know, like, if you shoot someone in the back, Normally they take like 4 hits to kill. Or is Davidoff gonna be like taken out in a cutscene or something? No idea. Right. I was like, how far do we go here? I forgot. I might be able to see me. Camera's gonna see me. So, like, who the fuck knows? Like, speed run through this. Hello there? But it's dangerous. Like, that's the worst part of this, right? Like, you want to be fast. And that makes you, like, overly confident. And that makes you sloppy. And that makes you dead. You move faster diagonally. I didn't really think about that. One of those things where you maintain full horizontal and vertical speed. You don't go, like, if you rub up against a wall and you press diagonally, you don't go slower. The actual traversal speed is faster. I go down here now, right? Fuck. That was literally the end there. I mean, it's not the end, but the front door. I forgot that that camera on the left was still active. Because there's a camera on the right that's like protecting the actual door. That gets like removed or disabled or whatever. But that's the same camera that we had to sneak past before. Like, you can have it be on screen and not see you, but very barely. So if, like me, you're careening into that hallway at full speed, that if you're unlucky to sync up with the camera cycle such that it's just sitting there looking at you, then, well, that what you just saw is what happened. This is unreasonable. Like, having a checkpoint after we leave the building here would be... like, it wouldn't absolve this level from being bad. But it would be significantly more humane. Because at this point, even if I do this perfectly every time, it's pretty obnoxious. Like, it just takes so long. That because it takes so long, you get bored and sloppy and impatient. And you end up, you know, risking failure. So then you have to do it again. And you get kind of pissed off. And the cycle repeats. Now I go down here and go to the right to collect the keycard. Right, okay. I have to, like, remember the sequence. Close. The same thing here. The camera can still be there. I just gotta be careful. Whoop. That guy to the right can also still catch me. That guy's at least not much of a threat usually. First guy here. Not walk forward now. Wait for the laser. Here. Avoid this guy. Go down. Fine, yeah. Switch. Go past the first laser beam. Sure he doesn't see me. Get close enough to the beams. Get him out of his range of view. And now I go down here again. I'm around there. Careful to avoid. Camera down here. Not there. This guy. Okay. That took 4:13. Yeah, that's about as fast as I can do it. That's still over 4 minutes. Okay, so going inside here seems pointless. See what else we can. Well, seems pointless. I don't know what I can get ammo for it, which I don't know that I have any use for, or need at least. Of course, I don't know if I have a silenced gun. The silencer on it. Okay. Maybe I can take out guards. I don't know. At least now I understand, I can see some hypothetical purpose for ammo. I reckon we probably won't have to deal with laser beams and cameras in this, like, hedge maze. There's that. But on the other hand, we're in a goddamn hedge maze. I pressed the B button to try to shoot, because I just wanted to see if I could do it. I may have been halfway in my gun drawing animation. But we'll never know, because I was arrested for trespassing or whatever I was doing. That went decently well. We were able to get a tiny little bit of intel, but that's the annoying part of this. Like, that's how this is going to go. And this is, I mean, how it has been going for the last hour, or however long I've spent on this. Hour and a half, I guess. Every attempt, if you're lucky, you make a little bit of progress. You gain a little more data to inform your next attempt. So it's possible that going to that bottom left corner and into that sort of hedge maze area is where you're supposed to go. I have to assume, like, if you can shoot the guards, I feel like when you get seen by the laser beams, when you get caught, you know, or by a camera, an enemy will run in from off screen and, like, apprehend you. So it's not strictly the thing where, like, you need to be seen by an enemy or something. And what I mean by that is, if you shoot an enemy from a distance or from in the back, it is conceivable that he would, like, not notice you or not know where you are. When I tried to punch a guard, I immediately got caught. But you could imagine quite easily that if you punch someone, they will immediately turn around. And if they do that, then you're clearly in their line of sight, so they will catch you. But what if you shoot them from a distance long enough that he can't see you even if he's looking directly at you? Would you still automatically get caught? Or are you allowed, like, is it legal to hurt these guys? Then again, I'm pretty sure the briefing specified that these guys are... I think the manual kind of specified that we are not to kill them. But I'm not sure if the game itself did. But probably it would be pretty easily justifiable, I feel, to mechanically make it so that anytime you actually harm them, no matter what, they will just see you, and that's a fail. However, we are supposed to take out Davidov, so no matter what, he has to be operating on different rules. But I guess we'll worry about that when we find him. It could also be that you leave the second area and it's a cutscene where you fight him or you kill him or whatever. Like, stealth rules could possibly just not apply at all when it comes to him. I think it did say that we're supposed to track him, or actually we should see what the objectives are. Like, just the way they're phrased, I mean. That one we can understand now. Yeah, track Davidov without detection. That doesn't strictly mean... Yeah, because then it says eliminate Davidov and assume his identity. It doesn't say eliminate Davidov without detection. Track Davidov without detection, I'm going to guess, means in concrete terms, just like this means clear area 1 without detection, I'm gonna guess this means clear area 2 without detection. Because thinking about it, based on what we've seen in the game so far, it seems ludicrously naive and optimistic to assume that Davidov's just gonna be some NPC wandering around the map and we have to, like, hail him. There's no way this game is that, like, ambitious. I mean, we had a goddamn chase level where the person we were chasing was never seen on screen at any point. So if we have to, like, silently, stealthily track someone, I think it's reasonable to assume that he won't be on screen for that either. So maybe we get to a third section, or we're in a room, or like in some kind of separate area that, no matter how or where it happens, by the time we reach Davidov, stealth may quite possibly not be a factor. I just don't see how the game could, based on what we've experienced so far, have combat and stealth kind of happening in parallel. I wish we had an opportunity to try out our silenced gun to... Like, that's why I'm a little pissed right now, because I really wanted to try that before I got caught, just see what happens. Clearly the silencer serves the purpose of letting us fire the gun, but it could just be, you know, when we're facing Davidov, to give the excuse of why we're allowed to shoot without the gunfire being heard, or whatever, which isn't necessarily justification that I feel the game needs. There's a lot of other things that we're just kind of asked to take on faith already, but that's fine, that's whatever. So once we've assumed his identity, there's like yet another stealth section. Damn, look, one of these is too bad. Like, it's too much. Really? Quit? Look at his face. He's not... Pierce Brosnan does not approve. So if I pick continue... it does not fill in the password. We have to get the password again, but I could look it up either in my VOD or on Game FAQs or whatever, because I don't imagine, like I said, it's a 4-digit password, right? So it's only going to keep track of what level we're on. I'm certainly not giving up hope on completing this level, not this quickly, and certainly not while we are still making incremental progress, however slow. But I feel a nice cushion of security knowing that if we reach a point of like absolutely not being able to deal with it, we could use a password to get to the next stage. But even then, I'd rather use save states to not have to redo parts like over and over and over and over before I, you know, decide to just skip the level entirely. But it's comforting to know that we have those options. Like if we continue this on Wednesday and we literally spend the entire stream not progressing through the level, then we'll see by the time the weekend rolls around if we take a different route or just take some more drastic measures. Well, this was not what I'd hoped for, but probably about what I would have, or perhaps should have, feared. But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see more of this game. I feel reasonably confident that once we get past this stage, the rest of the game couldn't possibly be nearly this miserable. But as it stands, like, barring being absolutely broken to the point of not functioning, this has to be at the kind of bottom rung of Bond experiences in this project so far. And in a way, that makes me happy. Not because I'm enjoying playing this game, but I'm glad that there will be variety and quality. I, on some level, had a little bit of fear that we would reach a point where, like, once we're at that point, like chronologically, once we've reached past this point in time, everything we play is just going to be, like, adequately competent to the point where ranking games and talking about the quality and which one's better than the other, it's all going to be this slurry of, you know, general competence with elements of, you know, some highlights, some mediocrity, but there's still hope for outliers, for actual peaks and valleys if we're gonna get something like this. It's a unique experience. It doesn't blend in with everything else, so I think I can't defend the game, but I can certainly see silver linings in terms of the overall experience of James Bond in this project and what we can learn and what we can experience in all these different games. That's me trying to make lemonade, I guess we can call it. This will be it for me tonight, however, and we will wrap things up there. I should be back on Wednesday with more attempts at surviving this nonsense. Could it get better in the next level? Well, it really could not get much worse, could it? Anyway, let's not worry too much about that and just take a nice 48-hour break and come back to more Bond on Wednesday and see how that goes. Thank you very much for hanging out, guys. We're gonna go raid Murphigator, who's doing his Belt Scroller Academy. He is educating and breaking down and spreading awareness and knowledge and understanding of beat-em-up games, which I think is a highly admirable endeavor. There is knowledge and competence and understanding of these things that Murphigator certainly possesses in abundance, yet are not easy to find many resources about on the internet. So if you're into beat-em-ups, you should value Murphigator's thoughts and opinions and experience and expertise, and listen to what he has to say. That's what I'm gonna do while getting some kind of late night snack for wrapping up for the evening. Take care, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys on Wednesday, hopefully. See you then. Bye.